session 29. Sorry, Ryan, I got a little excited. I thought it was the 30th already, but
You just made me think I was screwing up.
Welcome to the Grand Campaign Podcast.
yeah,
Are you doing anything special for the 30th?
I don't know.
We're gonna play
Depends on you
D&D.
guys. If
Oh, yeah!
We'll go back to first edition though.
Oh god.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
Oh, will saves.
I died from a snake bite.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Let's not get into the mechanics of
But-
injuries.
We play 20th level characters.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So we're at the 28th session of this campaign, but 29th of overall, including the one shot. So, last session, you guys are still in Ecclesia. You guys went to the Cloud Gates, and everyone except Gray continued thumbing through the outpost in search of your magical keg of beer that you guys had heard, this mythical place that Savos had heard as a child
That there
existed,
might be booze.
that there might be booze. Yeah, along the way, you guys encountered a few traps, nothing meant to be more than a prank. Wasn't really totally a danger to you guys. And I
Till
think
the
after
end.
crawling through a few levels, you found the privy, which was nice. You found an armory where you guys decided to draw penises all over the armor, and eventually headed to the third sub-level of this tower and saw a cask of ale in the center of the hallway. The ale was caged off with a series of rods inserted into it, meant to be removed. Each time you did so, a strange effect occurred and left everybody except Brotar mostly incapacitated. However, you guys did retrieve this cask, and Brotar kind of looked at all of you and was like, what the hell's wrong with you guys? I just pulled this one and I'm fine. Outside, Gray is continuing to battle a series of wights along with the iridescent guard that have gained entry through the hole that you guys made with the azure spray. And the clavager, which is the giant hexagonal diamond in the center of town, sitting atop of a tower, continues to emanate a red warning glow. And as you guys are attempting to fight off the wights, one of the guards asks Gray to retreat and find the archmage, but instead he runs inside and greets the rest of you. You guys felt a little responsible for the mess, so you begin to battle the wights. Savos, however, just takes off, escapes towards his father's church, not wanting to be caught by the archmage, and on the way he spots the Griffin Riders, as well as Corvo, who is the archmage of Ecclesia. The Griffin Riders make their way to the Cloud Gates and aid in slaying the remaining wights, along with the rest of the Frostborn. Corvo is displeased with the iridescent guard, actually, and not with you guys for failing to maintain their posts. And after having a discussion with all of you, decide to invite you to Castle Zol and asks the Huntress to punish those who have failed their duty. You guys told Archmage Corvo that there was a mining operation that's been taking place throughout the Willowdale and Brightwater regions, and that a corporation called Savos might be responsible for this mining operation. You guys found a book that marked Ecclesia as possibly one of the targets of these mining operations, and Corvo is very disturbed by this. He decides to work together with all of you, as well as the Frostborn, to decipher any information regarding the matter. And you guys asked what extent he knew about Meraxium. He mentions that all he knew was that it had been forbidden since the Resource Wars, which was about 10 years or so before the current date, and that should any nation enter its grounds, it would be considered an act of war. He refers to the Meraxium as an egress stone and claims that the only person who knew about it, or much about it, was a professor at the Aradia called Raventree. He also mentions that his only encounter with it was a few months before, involved Raventree and a half-elf student named Askar, which you guys learned, well, possibly learned that it might have been Savos who was involved in this incident that saw 4 students lose their lives after a portal to the realm of Nendas was unleashed at the Aradia, and you guys saw the aftermath of that at the tower. The tower is destroyed. It's still the 11th of Salvos, and it's evening time. You guys are at the top of at the zenith, which is the very top of Castle Zol. And in the later hours, the Archmage Corvo has just departed on his griffin mount through a partially open top of the tower. And you guys could see that the 3 moons of Soldea, Rindas, and Armin are visible from very high above. And they're all full moons tonight. The colors mix together and cause a very unique pink purplish hue to the night sky as well as the rest of Ecclesia. And it makes everything look almost like a cluster of grapes with these cylindrical or dome-like structures of Ecclesia just covered in purple. So it just looks like a sea of grapes. Inside, you guys are with Huntress Uratana, who's the only one who remains with you, as the rest of the Frostborn have left. And so, you guys are at the Zenith. What do you guys want to do?
First things first, does this whole encounter with the big guy in Ecclesia count as a short rest?
Yeah, you guys would have landed at the top of Castle Zol and just kind of hung around the Zenith, had a discussion with him. Yeah, it is later in the evening, but I'll consider it a short rest. Like, you guys weren't doing anything but just having discussions.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
So
I'm
can we-
gonna turn
My
to
hit
Alistair.
points don't come back yet.
No, not until you take the long rest.
I
Yeah,
turn
that's
to
all.
Alistair and I ask, do you still have any magic in you? Because I could use some help.
I got a few spells. What do you need?
Some healing. Because I'm kind of banged up.
Oh. Alright, I will... Second level healing word.
Thank you.
For fucking 7 because I can't roll high for shit.
Hey, it's fine.
How badly are you injured?
I took some damage fighting whites. So
Looking over you, do you still appear to be pretty wounded after that?
I'm better. I would say I'm okay now.
Are you certain?
Yes. Yes, thank you.
Of course.
Okay, boys, so what do you guys want to do?
I believe Cordlac wanted to have a word with us.
Yeah. Is the bakery in between where we are and the church? Or are they like
The
is it out of
bakery
the
is
way?
closer to the docks area because you guys had entered the city and kind of beelined it for whatever possible stores you guys would have found. But yeah, it's kind of a little ways away compared to where Codlac's place is.
So like it's further away from us where we are right now, then like, it'd be a little hard to go out of our way to go there and then back.
Yeah.
Fuck. I guess we'll probably be best to go to Codlac. You can drop off the booze in the morning.
I suppose so, yeah.
I suppose so.
The big muscular huntress Uritana is kind of hanging around with you guys at this point, and she looks over at everybody and says, "Well, it's been quite a day. I wasn't expecting to fight today, but that was very unexpected."
Seem to have that effect on the places we go.
Yes, it would seem so.
Well, at least we managed to stop it. But there is something a little concerning, and that is if the whites manage to reach the cloud gates, that means command post Corinth either couldn't get us a message or has fallen and failed to warn us of an incoming horde. So something nice for us to deal with in the morning, I guess.
I guess that's our first stop on fighting these monsters to the north.
Well, the Archmage has let me know that at the very least you guys should get some rest. Nothing can be done. I mean, the lands here in Norton Leon are very, very harsh at night, and I wouldn't want to travel at this point. It'd be foolish for us to do so. So, if not in the morning, then I guess we got at least a day or two to deal with this. So, if you guys want, just get some rest. You're free to, well, you're not free to come to the castle, but you can at least explore the rest of the Ecclesia if you guys wish to do so.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, about Noodle. What is
Oh,
up
yeah.
with her drumming skills?
Oh, she's a sweet girl. I mean, we all love her. She's great. Her drumming
Insight check.
skills, make an insight check. And she says, her drumming skills, I mean, you know, she's made so much improvement. She's doing great.
I mean, sure, it's just...
Yeah, you don't sense anything, Gray. She seems forthright. She seems genuinely
believe her.
giddy
I just
at
find
the
it-
idea.
I find that I'm at a loss for words for trying to give criticism.
Well, you know, I think it's something about her innocence and her sweetness. I think everyone just loves her. And you see off on the side, there's a few guards that are kind of just hovering around the stairs towards the zenith. You could see their armor helmets just move up and down like in agreement. They kind of look at each other and nod.
Okay. I'm just curious, being a practitioner of music as well. Just curious. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, unless you have any other business here at the Zenith, perhaps you guys want a tour, or do you guys just want to get out of here? I mean, I'm got maybe an hour left in me before I got to go to sleep, but if you guys want to leave, by all means, I'll help you guys get out of here.
Yeah, I think it'd be best for us
I'd like
to
to get
leave.
out of here.
Yes, we have our own affairs to look after.
Oh, well, no problem. Another time then. And she signals for you to come towards the stairs that she's eventually made her way towards. I assume you guys are following her down
Yeah.
to exit
Yeah.
this place? Because you guys arrived in, remember you guys arrived in Griffin Mount and you guys kind of ascended the stairs. So she does lead you down, and there are about 5 levels to this place. You guys are at the zenith. She takes you down to the 4th level where you see a few robed, hooded, what looks like mages. They are just there hovering around a table, kind of packing up stuff for the night. Some of them are putting their ink and quill away. Others are stowing away books at a small library nearby. On the 3rd level, you see a bunch of doors into a circular main area. At the 2nd level, a few more doors and what looks like a very open dojo type looking place. It's very minimalist. There is just a few pads, a few small kind of chair pads on the floor, and eventually down to the first level where you do see a few people still going in and out of a door holding what looks like food, perhaps a nightcap for the evening, just have a little bit of food and drink. And eventually you guys do exit this large tower, and only when you do so do you realize that you're actually fairly high above. This place is elevated. The whole platform where Castle sits is elevated. Uratana leads you towards what looked like 3 small circular stone platforms. So they're just slightly, maybe a few inches off the ground, or a few inches from the ground in height. And she says, well, the guards will greet you down there, but I guess I'll see you in a few days or tomorrow. Just let a few of the guards know when you guys are ready to head off. I'll have to gather my team and maybe get some supplies, but you are free to, I guess, visit some of our fine establishments here in Ecclesia.
Dark in here.
And she kind of smirks
I'm leaving.
as she says that.
I'm gonna take this.
You guys are eventually left by Uratana, who goes back towards Castle Zol, and a few guards walk up to you, dressed in this very minimal armor, but still wearing the very white, loose clothing of the iridescent guard. And they say, well, when you're ready to head back down there, you can step on the platform, please.
All right. I guess we're going down.
I guess so.
So one by one, you guys step onto each of these platforms, and you guys are thrust through, and you guys, it's almost like you blinked. You blinked, and immediately you find yourself inside a similar interior of the outpost that you guys were at the Cloud Gates. Very similar, very minimal stone walls, flattened, basic room, and then the same way at the top where there was 3 platforms, there are 3 in this room as well, and a few of the guards are just standing by on watch as you guys appear.
Okay, so boys, how much preparation do we actually need to do to, you know?
There's something I need to get, and you lot should probably consider possibly getting mounts.
I don't know. We don't do so hot with horses.
Why? What?
Uh,
Did
it-
something happen?
It's a bit of a story, but you were there, weren't you? Last time we left them behind.
No, that was before
I thought it was after we hooked up
Gray
with Gray.
joined. Well, I think Gray he
Yeah.
probably
I thought he
like
knew.
I think
was
we were
before me.
talking about it, like going to get our horses.
Yeah, actually, Gray had heard, because you guys picked them up just outside of Oldwind. So you guys, when you're on your way to the Alarantian mines, Rena did mention it after the big fight with the Avenger guys, with the Kaibos guys. So
Oh,
he doesn't
right,
know
right.
about the horses, but
right.
he heard of it.
It's a long story, but we're not real hot on we don't have a great track record. I mean, we've only had one set of horses, but we left them behind.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe second time is the charm, as they say.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know
mean,
if
I would
we'll be able
prefer
to.
to ride a horse than walk.
I can handle myself.
Arid.
But you lot should probably look into it.
And the strange thing about this room is that it's an exact mirror of the room that you guys were at, at the outpost that you guys hit up for the alcohol. Everything is the other way around, backwards. And some of the guards are kind of looking at you and say, when you're ready, just head on downstairs and you'll be in the main thoroughfare.
All right. Yes. Anything we want to do?
Tell me something, God. Where would a man get a hold of a lance in this city?
Well, there are a few places to get such things, mostly in the docks. There's quite a few stores there. Otherwise, a lot of it is in Castle Zol for anything special, but some basic stuff like that you get by the docks. They just trade with whatever kind of shipments come in.
Very well. Thank you.
So, are you guys gonna exit this place, or are you gonna stick around here? Anything else you want to do?
I'm gonna leave. I tell the boys I meet up with them later. I'm actually gonna see if I can find a decent mount in this place.
Okay.
Either a horse or something else.
I
Yeah,
mean,
at this point, it's getting to be quite late in the evening. You can still try, but I'd say you're pushing it past like 11-ish, 10, 11-ish at this point.
We
These are
have a
kinda
few
full.
days. We should probably just wait until the morning.
All right.
So you guys are gonna head out this outpost.
And
Yeah.
trying to make our way through this confusing city back
Okay.
to the temple.
So you guys begin to descend the stairs, heading out of this outpost. Along the way, you do encounter a few of the iridescent guard who shoot you very, very dirty looks. And a few of you notice that they have penises drawn on some of their armor that they're just holding.
I just
Um,
point at them and laugh.
They're not wearing it. They're just holding it in their hand, and they're just kind of trying not to show you guys disrespect, but they're clearly affected by it.
Alistair will take a little bit of the powdery goop off of his face and just throw it on the ground. And just look at him and say, "We're even." And walk off.
They don't say anything, and they just continue on, kind of.
Yeah,
You
I
hear
flip
the
them off
foot-
and then I walk away.
The footprints get a little loud. They're kind of stomping on purpose, but nothing malicious towards you guys. Just kind of a little playful interaction. You guys eventually do leave this place and realize that you are on the other side of the Cloud Gate. So you guys are on the opposite tower of the place that you guys had hit up. So everything is kind of mirrored in that way. And you eventually are in this main area where you guys started your approach towards the outpost. And again, very winding streets, no corners of any sort. And there is a slight bit of frost on the floor. Not snowfall, but there is a little bit of frost.
I love the night. It's nice not to have to wear my mask to see.
And the
Yeah,
air is very
well,
crisp.
I hate this place so much. It's so cold. There's no booze, no horse. I just want to be done with whatever it is you guys want to do here and get the hell out.
Well, regardless of all that, it is definitely miles ahead better than the Twilight Expanse.
Why is Broter so quiet all of a sudden?
Because I'm in the back just sneaking nips off this barrel of booze we stole.
Well, it's technically your birthday present, so you're just ruining your own cake.
You know, I can't help you with the horrors, but you want some of this?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Brotar, just for fun, make a sleight of hand.
That's a
Just-
22.
Okay. So you're saying,
Jesus.
so without anyone knowing, as Gray says, why is Brotar being so quiet the whole time? You've just been, when they look away, you're taking sips, just going in there and taking a sip, and then as soon as someone even turns around to look at you, you're just nothing's going on, just remaining quiet. You guys are still currently at the thoroughfare, so anywhere you guys want to do before the night closes.
I'll just go see Codlock. That works for me. I think I'm gonna skip on the Lance.
So you guys are making your way through Ecclesia, and you guys are feeling very hungry. Your stomachs are rumbling very heavily. You guys haven't really been eating much, but it'll take about 4 days before you guys go into starvation. So you guys are getting there.
I have still some rations. Yeah. Actually, no. Oh, yeah, I suppose I have because I bought 30 days worth of rations. But we had food on the boat. So, yeah. You guys hungry?
Extremely.
Yeah, I could go for something.
Should probably pick
I
some
just
rations
start-
before we leave.
Handing out rations. So
Okay.
that's one for me, one for Alistair, one for Zendas. Brotar?
Yes, please.
Brotar, and
just
one for
Chewing on the Slim Jim.
So you guys do eventually make it back to the Church of Eldath, where you see the waterfall symbol right above, and you guys give the door a knock. Eventually, Kodlak does answer the door, and he kind of peers out and looks over at you, and he says, "Oh, good. It's you guys. Come in, come in." And he ushers you guys immediately into the church. Anything else you guys want to do now that you're here?
I'm just gonna talk to him by myself, but that's after everybody else does their thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to bed.
Savos is there. I'm not sure what you're doing, James, but
I think at this point I would still be sleeping.
okay. So, Gray, you head downstairs to sleep. Anyone else going to do anything before it closes?
Alistair's interested in the story at the very least of why him and the Water Baron of Modo War
Same.
have beef.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I
would
also
be
wanted
too.
to talk to him myself as well, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna stick around for a while.
Okay. So while Gray goes off downstairs, the three of you kind of, not in trying. I don't know if you guys are going to be threatening or if you guys kind of sit around
No,
with him.
just more just curious. I
Yeah.
mean, he mentioned he was gonna bring it up before.
Okay.
He was gonna talk about it.
Okay. He's actually in the process of just getting a few things ready for the next day. He looks like he has a sermon going on. And off in the corner near an altar, he's got his staff just rested there, and he's just kind of laying out some incense. He's opening the box full of broken weapons inside. And he looks over at all of you and says, "Well, you guys have had quite a day. Not tired yet?"
Well, I like to hear a story before I go to sleep.
Well, I just... Any of you guys gonna tell a story, or...
Well, I was trying to be coy. You mentioned you were gonna talk about why the Water Baron would want your staff. before we got mixed up. I
Oh,
was
well,
interested in hearing about that.
I'll tell you guys, but I mean, do you just want to know how I know him? I guess.
Like you had something to say before. I mean, if there's nothing really to it, then maybe it's nothing.
Well, the Water Baron's name is Ogolin, and his sister's name is Grad, and I've known them since pretty much we were kids. In fact, I actually invited both of them to a small ritual where I took Askar, I mean, your friend Savos, and blessed him. They were also there when I was trying to get him to the Aradia to study, and on Savos's first day, they saw him off. So I've known them for quite some time. And this staff, I don't know what his obsession with it. The walking stick. Maybe has some sentimental value or something. I don't really know.
So it's not magical at all?
Well, I mean, I use it during my sermon. That's pretty much it.
Does he seem to be being purposely deceptive?
Make an insight check.
Bardic inspiration.
Yeah, with inspiration.
Sweet. As a 17, I'll roll the d8
Yep.
plus a 6.
So 23.
He,
23.
you notice as he's saying this that he's inching closer towards his staff.
Black. That is not a mere trinket.
Look,
I was once the servant of the Queen of Lies. It's very hard to pull a fast one over me.
look, you're right. I kind of lost sight of that, and he kind of turns to this big waterfall symbol in the back, and he kind of bows his head and he says, "Forgive me, my queen. Forgive me. You're right. And he kind of uncharacteristically just slightly bursts and says, "Damn it. I guess well, if my son trusts you, then look, this staff is a key. I found it. Well, we found it. Ogolin and Grad and I. Out at sea. And by all means, he can't have it.
Why? What does it
Okay.
do?
This is a gift from Eldath. She sees the ways in which the world can be abused by people of power. And she meant for one of her followers to have it, not him.
Why would he want it?
He said it was
Sorry, you were saying?
I was gonna say, well, you said it was a key. A key to what?
Well, that's the thing. There's this. I mean, look, I'm not probably the most qualified. I was hoping to give this to my son at some point. Seeing that he's probably one of the smartest people I know and most well studied. I mean, kid's a prodigy. Probably
He's definitely
graduated.
something.
He graduated top of his class at a young age, and when he got into the Aradia, they were very happy to have him there. And even the Archmage, I mean, try not to mention this to him. I don't want his ego to get any bigger, but the Archmage was really excited about him being a prospect, possibly even, who knows, maybe one day being a Frostborn, I don't know. But somebody needs to protect this place, and he was the one who was looking the most likely until, well, I guess that's a story for another time, but he would be the one who could properly wield this thing. Now, it's got some markings on it. I don't know anything about the arcane, or don't really even know much about history myself, but from what I know, it is definitely a key. But to what, I don't know. And about Oglin, I mean, look, I don't consider him my enemy, but I don't know, ever since he got that wharf, I don't even know how he got that wharf. I don't know how it's now his.
Power corrupts.
I mean, he's tried. And luckily we are very strict here in Ecclesia. So it wasn't easy for him to just get through here and kill one of its citizens or whatever he wants to do with me. But this staff is meant for my son.
Well, in all fairness, we're not very buddy-buddy with him either. He more sent us on this mission as a replacement for banishment. So he pretty much saying either we do him a great service or we die. Or never come back. Was his ideas. More than likely. We were just curious at his intentions of why he would want this staff.
To be honest, I don't have anything to offer you to sway you or anything, but I do accept that whatever Eldath wants to happen, as is the course of life and the order of things, then it'll play out the way it should play out.
I have no intention of taking your staff.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
We
But
might come back one day for it if Savos ever matures and when he is ready for the staff.
yeah, I mean, based on his past, I mean, I'm a little confused myself. He just left us, so.
If I can ask you, were you ever hard with money? Was money a hard thing? Were you ever impoverished?
Oh. Oh. Bro, you should have given him the money, man. This is way worse.
Yeah, I'm telling on you to your dad.
He says, well, you know, we're just happy that Savos got into the Aradia. We're not hard up, but between church donations and whatever gold Rhea makes from her Apparently, she's an event planner, so that's the most we've got. And I think we're actually lucky that the Archmage let Savos in, considering all of our efforts. So
I only ask because Savos has had a bit of trouble with money. That's partially the reason why we ended up in this mess in the first place.
well, I mean, he has been a troublemaker since he was young, but we tried to encourage him, telling him stories about powerful mages, and we've always instilled in him, at least as much as we can, a sense of honor, a sense of duty. But I don't think he's changed necessarily in a bad way. I think actually that he's just very young. Well, I should probably head to bed now.
I
Yeah, it's
actually
getting a little
had
late.
hoped to talk to you alone for a few moments.
All right, sure.
Not to keep you up very long, but I
It's all
could
right.
use some help.
Well, it's nice to learn a few things about my son's friends. So,
Don't let me
I guess
keep
Alistair
you.
and Brotar are going downstairs. Sorry.
yeah. So he
That's
kind
okay.
of walks away and nods at you a little bit to go with him off
Okay.
in a small area, and it looks not quite like, you know, a confession booth or anything like that, but it's kind of a little quiet corner where there's a few candles, and he kind of just sits on a chair and pulls up a small chair beside you, or beside him, and offers you a seat.
He does so.
Okay. He says, "What seems to be troubling you?"
Well, I broke my pact with the Spider Queen quite a long time ago. And since then I have been, I will admit, quite angry at the gods for their indifference. And as such, every time something bad has happened that I've had to do something about, I have projected that anger against them and challenged them to do something about the chaos in the world that they seem so apathetic to. Well, I almost died today, and when I tapped into the powers that I've had since I was young, the aura has changed, and I do not know who it is that seems to have answered my call.
I take it that you were forced into a belief at a young age.
Well, I was not a child, I was a dog. I was bred for war, and that was it.
Well, I don't claim to be any sort of authority onto the realm of the gods. It would be foolish for me to think so, being just a mortal of this world, this plane. But from the time I've had to reflect and study and worship and refine my faith, I don't think all gods just give. They don't reward. They don't ally and work with you. And they certainly don't choose favorites. And I'm a big believer that anybody who thinks that they can sway the thoughts of gods, or that they are chosen, I don't think it's a worthy quest. I don't think it's as simple as that, because there are things we don't understand. And in some ways, I think are some things that even gods don't understand.
Yes, I believe before I met them, your son and his group had a friend who claimed to be the servant of a god, and he had died before I met them.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
No,
Sorry for all of your loss.
it means little to me. It's sad, but I did not know the man. Death
So
is
this-
a part of life.
And this
And that's
moment
Sorry.
that you've had, how did it make you feel? Did you find yourself?
What do you mean?
Well, gods normally, from my experience, they don't want to deal with our petty squabblings and narrow views. They usually only intervene if there's a reason to do so.
Well, it was during the fight with the whites. I was very badly injured, and I had managed to maneuver my way around and put myself between some of the whites and some of the gods. I was unable to call upon my magic because of the bracelet that they had placed upon my arm. It was preventing me from using it. And there was a bit of a lull in the fight. And I had a moment and I basically called out. The only one that responded, of course, was the Queen of Lies. I told her that if I had to trade my life for those two, then it was a life worth living.
Can I offer a suggestion to you?
I have an open mind.
I don't know how other people experience their faith, but I think you should stop seeking. I think you should stay on the middle path. Be neither for or against the gods. And don't push them away, but don't draw them in either. Because if you end up being the piece of the puzzle that they're seeking, then you'll get all the signs you need. And he rolls up his sleeve, and you just see that he pulls off his glove, and you see that his arm is almost withered to the bone, like it's almost decayed, almost mummified.
How did that...
Well, sometimes what you think is a loss can sometimes be a gain.
Everything has a price, right?
Everything has a price.
I will take what you've said to heart, and I will try to live for myself for the first time in my life.
Well, I wish you could stay on the middle path as you do so.
I think I shall try. Thank you, Godlock.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you. And I will go to bed.
And he kind of sits there for a little bit as you turn around, kind of looking at his arm before he puts his gloves back on and eventually stands up as well. And I guess everybody's going to get some
Yay! Sleep!
sleep time. So Alistair, you recover your missing hit points.
I get my 3 HP back.
During the evening, Brotar,
Yes.
Oh.
you have a very weird and turbulent dream. You're in what seems like a dark, dark place. And there's a figure standing about 15, 20 feet in front of you. Looks like they're kneeling. And you're just standing there.
Hey, who are you?
What do you want to do?
I would just yell at him like, who are you? Where am I? Whose
he
pants are
looks up.
these?
He looks up and he says, "Oh, get over here, you fool." And you realize it's the voice of Prince Severan.
Oh, this son of a bitch. All right, what do you need?
So as you're walking towards him, he says, "Well, it's just... You've been a vessel, and I have been too. And I just thought it would be nice for us to have a little bit of a chat. Get to know each other a little bit."
Well, I'm an open book, man. What do you want to know?
What do you wish to do if you don't wish to slay my enemies?
I mean, I'll slay your enemies. I never said I wouldn't help.
He says, "Well, it seems something in you has changed and you don't quite favor our arrangement anymore."
You haven't been very forthcoming with what you need me to do either. You've been pretty quiet, buddy.
That's fair, I suppose. What do you know about the Vetalar?
The what now?
Make a history check.
Okay, I don't even know. Is this something I should know about?
No, it's something
History.
he's just mentioning and asking you.
14.
14. He says, so you've heard of it, kind of mythically, almost just like whispers in the land that there are beings that are vampiric in nature. And he says, the Vetalar are my people.
Well, I mean, that's not a huge surprise that you're a vampire. You always want me to stick you in blood so you can eat it, drink it, whatever.
Oh, well. I guess I did choose wisely then. And he kind of says it sarcastically a little bit at you.
Now listen, man, I didn't ask for this.
He says, I understand, Orc. But my people were extinguished from this place. And I don't know if she is still out there. You've seen her. I showed you.
Who was it that he's referring to?
The dragon
Draconic
lady.
woman.
The draconic lady.
You and Sardan saw
Oh,
in that weird dream.
yeah. All right, is that what you want? Is you want me to go find this lady and whack her, or what?
Says, well, if you can just do that as easily, then of course. But she's very, very powerful.
All right, listen. So, as you rightly pointed out, things have changed slightly for me, and I'm not really. It's hard to explain. It's a long story. I'm not really the type to use this kind of axe thing anymore. But what if I was to change you into something more usable for me now? How would you feel about that?
You were talking of moving me to another vessel.
No, I'd keep you, but just maybe make you a little bit different from an axe into something else that's more usable for me.
Well, the form I take makes no difference to me, as long as it will allow me to slay the enemies.
All right, well, I'll do my best to continue to slay your enemies and use you as I see fit, as long as you're willing to be open-minded, if you can be, as an axe that's talking to me right now. We'll make this work. I know you're powerful, and I think you could be a good ally to have on our side.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion.
I'm not very good at that. We'll see what happens. That's a 4. It was an 18, and then it tilted right over to the 4.
Says, I have no interest in your paltry goals. But should it align with mine, then of course, I'll continue to grant you my power, but I offer an exchange.
I'm listening.
You must grant me some of yours. And he kind of opens his mouth, and you see large fangs out of his mouth.
Yeesh. What, do you want to bite me?
And he just lets out a little bit of a laugh. You catch on quickly, orc. I want to bind us.
Sounds kinky.
Just a tad.
This sounds like there's no problem whatsoever.
Oh my god.
Do you take his offer?
This sounds like a wonderful offer. Of course I will.
And that's how the half-orc turned into a vampire.
I still have an 11 for intelligence, so I'm not that smart, guys.
Okay.
Well, 11's not bad. I have a fucking 10.
I have an 8.
That's only with
You're
my special
smarter
glasses.
than me.
I have
So
a 17. I am the voice of brains.
Well, you're a...
Fucking wizard.
Well, you just know shit. You're not... It's more wisdom is what you would look for.
Well, I guess I do have
That's
a
more
14
understanding.
wisdom.
Yeah.
But
it's up to you what you want to do. Like it's.
I mean,
still
he has a bit of a thirst for power, so I think he's gonna go for it.
Do you want to offer him your whatever? Your
I
neck,
think-
your hand. What?
I think so. I know this is like a dream, but like, can I pull out? Do I have the axe with me, or is this just?
Yeah, you have everything that you.
So
kind
I'll
of
pull
like-
out the axe and just cut it like across the back of my hand, and slice the back of my hand so that there's blood coming out. Because I think that it's bullshit when guys cut the palm of their hand in movies and stuff. That's the
Yeah.
fucking worst thing on the planet. So I'm gonna cut
Yep.
the back side of my
Yeah.
hand, and I'm
A lot
doing
of
the
blood will
motion
come from the
in-
backside.
If you could
That's
see
why
it.
it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut the
Okay.
backside. and let the blood come
You
out.
ever cut the backside of your hand? That shit hurts like hell.
Okay, well, whatever.
So do me a favor and roll a d4.
A D4. The pointy one.
Yes.
Shit, it didn't come over, but it's a 3.
Okay, so you suffer 3 slashing damage, slice a part of your hand, and you cut it deep. Like you're not severing your hand by any means, but you've cut it quite deep. And you are now just flowing blood.
Here, you want it? Take it, bitch.
And he kind of looks at you and says, "A good choice, Orc. We will get revenge. And we will destroy Arandis and erase her." And he just begins to drink the blood that you've begun pouring in his mouth.
Whatever you say, weirdo.
So eventually you do wake up, but you don't get a good night's sleep, as does everyone else. Everyone gets a good night's sleep except you.
Okay.
You don't recover your hit points.
Okay.
You have 1 point of exhaustion,
Good lord.
and your health points drop by 5 temporarily, hit points, or temporarily. But you get the sense that he is no longer sharing this thirst with you, so you're not going to suffer 2d4 every day anymore, which we haven't really super kept track of, but
Right.
he's removed that. But so you're exhausted, you have 5 less hit points for the time being, and you don't recover whatever damage you took, which I don't think you took any, did you?
I'm at 34 right now. I was less, but then you said we had a short rest earlier, so I got some of it back. But I'm at 34 right now. 34
Okay.
of 44, so I'll take. And that's with the, what is it, 3 you just gave me?
Yeah, so you're at 34, but your max health is at 39 because you lost
Okay.
temporarily to 5.
Yeah, your maximum HP was reduced by 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody wakes up the next morning. Rotar looks like he's got heavy bags and just has a very raspy voice as you guys wake up.
You sleep well?
Fuck no.
What happened?
That's fucking, the axe guy talked to me and just, I don't know. It wasn't good. He's all pissy because I haven't really been doing much with him lately, so I don't know. I just kind of made some deal to help him try to fucking feel better about himself or something. I don't know. He asked me, he's kind of being a bitch about it.
As you say all of this, Prince Severin says, "I can hear you, you fool."
Well, I mean, come on, man. You're being a little bitch.
You suffer 1 point of psychic damage as he kind of dicks around with you.
All right. Fuck, man. Can't take a goddamn joke. Jesus Christ. Anyway, we're kind of back on track with each other, and we're going to fucking figure this shit out. He wants me to kill some vampire lady, I think, but I don't know. We got other shit to deal with right now.
Okay, yeah.
This is your axe?
Oh, Jesus. Do I have to explain this fucking thing again? This axe is
It's
fucking...
a long
so,
story.
Grim knows the story. Gray, you and Zundus, just FYI, I got this axe a long time ago. It's kind of possessed by a vampire. It wants me to stick it in blood when I do kill something. And then it's not happy with me because I haven't really done that much lately. So I got to start killing stuff and sticking the axe in the blood to keep it happy.
Whoa.
That's all you
Okay.
need to know. There's nothing else to talk about.
No. Wait. Are you fucking serious? That thing's cursed.
Of course, but it's not
Yeah,
that bad. Like, it's fine.
Really obvious.
I mean, we've dealt with it for, like a month or something now. It's not that big a deal.
I'm pretty sure the paladin can help you getting rid of a curse.
I don't need to get rid of it. I mean, the guy helps me. It's fine.
You have your guns. You don't
I
need
got
that.
I got plans, man. I got plans. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We're all good. Everything's good here. Nothing to see.
Certain.
What was that, Sundus? I did not.
Sorry, I said, are you certain
Yeah, it's
that you
it's
want
fine.
to hold on to this?
I mean, I tried to get him to let go as soon as we found the damn thing, and he doesn't want to let it go.
Oh,
So far, it hasn't caused much problem other than like this.
Remember that time I took a shit behind the bush because I didn't want you guys to know that he was talking to me?
I was there when you summoned, like when he did the whole fucking like weird like blood runes.
Yeah, it was pretty cool,
So,
wasn't
yeah,
it?
I know that. Yeah, Savos was the one who activated it. I was there and I was having none of that shit.
I think it's pretty cool.
yeah. Faustus went to go talk with the bitch that eventually stabbed him.
I literally just remember hiding
Yeah.
behind a bush so that the thing, pretending I was taking a shit, and then Grim thought I was jerking off.
Good times.
Better times. Better times.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Alistair does not trust it at all, but so far, you haven't been possessed or anything, so he is letting it go. But Alistair does not like Prince Severin at all.
Oh, Ryan knows this isn't going anywhere good, but Brotar's an idiot, so he thinks it's amazing.
Well, may I offer you some unsolicited advice, Rota?
Shoot, man, go ahead.
If it is beneficial to you, then by all means. But I know what it's like to be manipulated and to be beholden to someone else's will. If it gets to the point where it's getting in the way, you should probably put serious consideration into severing ties.
Oh man, I agree with you. Right now, all he wants me to do is, dip it into some bloody stuff when we kill stuff. And I think he wants me to go kill somebody, but I don't really know yet, so I'm not too worried about it. If it gets bad, man, yeah, you guys will know. It's all good.
Jay, am I feeling any
Right.
bad vibes off this weapon by looking at it?
I'll say make an insight check.
All right.
And this giant.
Nat 20.
Ooh.
Nat 20. What you gather from just what Rotar's telling you and just looking at this axe, that it is not James.
Oh my god, there's a car
Yeah.
running someone over.
Deafened yourself, you idiot.
I muted him, but
There we go. Oh, jeez.
Oh, there.
you
That
good?
really is a cursed axe.
Yeah,
That was Severin
talking to us.
intervening. Yeah.
Sibran fucking with my Wi-Fi.
Yeah. What you gather is that it's a weapon made for destruction. Like, you can't peer into this thing. You don't even really hear it or know anything about it. But from what you can gather on how it looks, it's just emanating this almost aura that it only wants one thing. It's not something
this
that can,
can
I
only
guess,
go
be
up.
possibly be bargained with, but Brotar seems to be bargaining with it, so. But that's the feeling you get.
It doesn't seem outright evil, but just be cautious.
So you guys do awaken, and yeah, everything seems to be in order. Savos is now awake, and actually, as you guys wake up, Kodlak is not around. He's not at the church. He's left you guys there. So you guys have free reign of what you guys want to do. It's the 12th day. Bright and early. Tarkin, which is a Tuesday. So anything you guys want to
I
do?
guess we should head to the baker's first.
Yes.
Get
Is
that
there any
situated.
is there any booze left in the barrel?
How much have you been drinking?
How big is the barrel?
It's like it's not a big barrel. It's like a solo barrel. It's like
Like a small cat.
I mean, like a
maybe
gallon?
Like no, not,
A
not that
liter?
little.
Oh, okay.
Maybe like it's like maybe at most a couple of feet high.
Oh, I mean, I couldn't have done all that.
It's like a mini kegger.
There's more than half left. Let's put it that way.
So it is a little light, but you guys still have enough to do your thing with the baker. Anything else you guys want to do?
I want to get some more of that ale.
Probably pick up some rations.
Okay. So we'll say that you guys all, Savos, you're fine. You're going to join the group at this point, right?
Yep.
Okay. So Savos joins all of you, and you guys make your way back towards the docks and towards this bakery that you guys have found on the first day. And as you walk in, bright and early, the smell of bread has been is wafts in the air and hits you right in your face as you walk in, as the lady who you had met greets you and says, "Ooh, mission success, I assume."
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And a lot went down to get this.
And she kind of looks at all of you and sees Brotar holding it and says, "You're the reason the Clavager was going off last night."
What now?
No,
She
that
mentions the Clavager.
I'm sorry, you cut out.
that was a
Clavenger?
The Clavager, which Archmage Corvo mentioned is the big tower in the center of the city. It's like a
Oh,
sentinel.
okay.
Turns red and she kind of looks at you and says, "You're the cause of that, aren't you?"
no. There was that was a separate incident. We did use that to help get us it, but that was not the cause of this.
She kind of looks at you and says, "Mm-hmm. Make a deception check, Alistair."
I mean, I'm not
He's not
totally
lying.
lying.
Well, you guys said you weren't the cause of it, but you were the cause of it. And she goes, okay. Well,
But we did risk our lives to stop whatever came through that hole.
That is true. I killed at least 2 of them.
I'll help your friend on his birthday. But if this trail gets back to me, and she kind of like scrambles and looks around, pulls out like a rolling, and she says, "You'll meet the wrath of this."
Why would we rat you out? You're the only one who's willing to do something like this in this god-awful town.
Okay. Okay. Do not antagonize her.
I'm not
That is-
antagonizing her. I'm telling her that we would never.
Do you see what she has in her hand?
Oh yeah, I'm so very scared.
You
And she
should
put-
be.
It's a
She points it
rolling
towards
pin,
you,
right?
Gray. It's a rolling pin, yeah.
I mean, should we really be scared of that? And I like kind of motion toward my guns.
Berta, have you ever been
Oh my
chased by
God.
a woman with a
Are you
rolling
gonna
pin?
No, I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't hurt. I'm just saying I don't think we should really be
Then
scared
you
by
have
it.
never experienced true
Humor
terror.
her.
All right, well,
She's
this
gonna
is
make your
this is
case.
When was
stupid.
the last time I was chased? Alistair's looking off wistfully.
Well, if you were playing Bard right, you'd be chased every time we do anything.
I mean, you are pretty chaste.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
I never said Alistair wasn't ever that bard before.
Well,
And she kind of like sees that you guys are kind of torn talking about this, and she goes, "Oh, I'm just kidding. Just please don't involve me in any of your antics." But and she kind of turns around and lays a cloth on the table, and she says, "Over here with the cask."
I'll set it up there and I'll be like, ma'am, I would highly suggest you do your best to not get caught with this.
And she shoots a look over at a man who's just in the process of bringing up what looks like croissants in a tray. And she says, "Well, you know what to do?" And he says, all right. Jeez, I just got up here. And he looks over at everybody and says, "Always demanding things, huh?" And she just quickly throws the rolling pin, and it just like whiffs right by his head. And he goes, "Oh, right, Jesus!" Like, ugh. And he puts kind of like in an angry way, like tosses the tray with the croissants on a table and just grabs and says,
yeah,
"I'll have some of this myself, huh?" He just kinda
Zundus
trolls off.
kind of looks at Gray and says, "See, what did I tell you? Fear a woman with a rolling pin."
You're right. You're right.
She says, "Well, it's going to take me a few days. Actually, I'm excited to see how this would taste like. So, give me... I might be able to have it done by the evening, actually."
That's quite a jump up in the timeline.
Well, I just had a few clients, but I would close up shop for this. And she just kind of scoots around the table, and she kind of turns a sign
that's fine.
from open to closed. So,
Well, I suppose we'll be calling upon you in the evening.
very well. And if you don't mind if
Yeah.
I take some of this for myself, do you?
Yeah. up to
No, whatever's
Tom.
left, I want it.
Oh, well,
I
can I
gotta-
at least
Don't
have a little bit of a cake?
take.
Yeah.
Sure.
Great, it's Brotar's cake. It's up to him.
And she looks over at you, Brotar, and says, "I'll make my own little one, and you can have the big one, and the rest can go to your friend over here."
I think you make yourself the little one, you give me the big one, and then the cake goes back to me.
The
Okay,
keg.
The rest of the cake.
very well. Well,
I'm just
Carry
about
the
ready to run
goddamn
away
thing.
with that.
Gray, will you
She
shut
holds
the fuck
out,
up? I will give you some of this. Just chill the fuck out.
She kind of smiles giddily, and she holds her hand out. She has very, very small, delicate hands, but there are, she extends it out to you and wants to shake your hand. Brotar.
She wants to shake my hand?
She wants to shake your hand.
Okay, I'll shake her hand back.
And you can kind of feel that it's small and looks delicate, but it's actually kind of weathered from rolling dough all day. And she says, "Well then, let's get to work." And she just turns around and off in a huff kind of leaves. And you guys are just left at the store. Like, you guys are just standing in the middle of the bakery.
I guess. While we're leaving out, I'm gonna ask Brotar, what even kind of booze was it? Did we even figure that out?
I have no idea, but it did do the job. I've been buzzed for the last 12 hours.
Yeah, actually it was like a
Probably like a wine or something, right? Or maybe a brandy.
it was a rum.
Oh, okay.
Yo ho ho and a barrel of rum.
I should know that, being a sailor, that it was rum.
Yeah.
Probably confiscated.
So very fitting. You're gonna get a rum cake for your birthday.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Rum and beef, if I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rum and
Yes.
beef.
Rum and
Bro
beef.
turn needs a
Rum,
beefcake.
a little bit of mead, a little bit of whiskey or whatever gray fessed up.
Yeah. Oh, who knows what this cake is gonna be like, but we'll see. We'll see how many conseils everybody has to make after eating it. So yeah, you guys are in the middle of this bakery, and she's just left you guys there. I mean, this closed sign is up, so you do see occasionally some people go up to the door and peer in and see all of you, but see the closed sign and just kind of walk away.
Yeah.
But
Let's start heading out of here. Gray, you said you wanted to try to find mounts,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Go try and do that then.
Yeah, I would prefer not to walk. I don't know how long is the trip. So maybe we each get a horse or something.
I guess we can look into it, I guess.
I know someone's got some money that can pay for it.
Savos.
Daddy's credit card is there. That's who you become, man.
We should probably.
Oh,
take
I
a
thought you were
flash.
saying he could get his dad to actually pay for it.
Oh well, I think he's
Like,
richer
no.
than his dad at this.
Yeah.
Overwhelmingly richer. Yep. So you guys are gonna try to look for a mount at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to find some kind of stables, I guess, to
So you guys ask
What I-
around, and every time you guys ask, "Is there a place that sells horses?" people just laugh at you. They just flat out laugh at your face. You ask
I'm gonna
one
walk
woman,
up to somebody and ask if there's a place that sells griffins.
and she says, a lady says, "Oh, well, you must be the ones asking for the horses." So
Oh,
ridiculous
fuck.
idea. Griffins, yes, there are a few. You might want to head to Arat Bay, where they deploy the Kinzia. So she points over at the docks. And Savos, you would know that the Kinzia are clawed vessels that you had seen that clamped up to the ship. But she does point you to kind of a small area close to the seaside near the Dragon Bones. And she says, Arat Bay. And she kind of,
All right.
one more time before you leave, says, horses. Kind of walks away.
I am gonna.
No booze, no horses, no whores. This fucking town, man.
Savos.
But they have griffins.
I ain't getting on
Savos,
no
or would
goddamn
you
fucking griffin.
Is there something against horses here?
Jay.
No, there isn't. It's like you guys gather that this place is run this way for the sake of safety. So
How do
Norton
they get their
Leone-
shit? across
Norton
the
Leone is
city?
very, very, very harsh place. Like it's like Arctic. So there's no horses necessarily in the city. Yeah, even beasts of burden, like you don't see much on the streets. So, you guys, anything else you guys want to do?
I guess
No.
I'll take the time and ask. Savos, is there anything you do for fun in the city, or is it just completely barren bullshit?
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder and say, there isn't shit to do in this city. You work, you eat, you sleep, you shit, you die. That's your life here.
insight check.
What the fuck kind of town is this, man? I mean, this is where fun goes
20.
to die.
Are you being truthful?
Am I?
Well, it's up to you. If that's how you feel, I
Hold
mean,
on.
There's
Mom!
not a single thing of
It's Robert.
entertainment. I'm thinking
am I being
maybe there's
truthful
like
here?
yeah, like I mean, you're aware of what this place is. It's a very quasi totalitarian communist kind of place. Like they you're assigned a job, like you said. So you are being in some ways truthful, yes. That is your life, pretty much.
I'm surprised this place hasn't burned to the ground yet.
And
I guess you started that. You started to try to do that.
if I may interject, we should probably get some rations for the trail.
That is a good idea.
I'm gonna walk off towards the griffins.
I'm gonna make sure he doesn't do anything stupid, and I'll follow Savos.
Ow.
Okay.
Shocking,
So-
you think I need a babysitter.
Well, you are physically the youngest out of all of us.
So you guys are gonna go together to Errett Bay to look for these. You're gonna look for these griffins, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We're looking for a
Okay.
griffin seller.
I'll say two of you make perception check for me, please. Any two of you.
9.
9.
And
Okay. So Savos, you're walking by, walking with the rest of the party, and you immediately hear a familiar noise off in the distance, and you point to Alistair and say, "See, there's animals here." And you look, and you see a large, lumbering creature that looks almost like a caribou slash moose of some sort. Alistair, make a nature check.
Okay. Nature. 20.
Yeah, you've heard of these things. They're called bulvacs. They're like a cross between like a bull, and they have like caribou or moose kind of antlers on their heads, and it is carting off very slowly what looks like a cart behind it. So there are beasts of burden, but they're so strange. They're not, a horse or a donkey or anything like that. It's like it's got this beautiful white coat that's just pulling this cart. So it's like a white moose, like an albino moose.
That's interesting. I never thought I'd see one. I think I remember Erwin talking about them before.
I don't know who that is or why he would be important.
Erwin is one of the people in my circus. He is our beast tamer. A very big nut for animals.
Understandable. Animals are better than people. And then I'll continue walking off towards the griffins.
Okay. So you guys eventually make your way to Arat Bay. It's this very, very kind of small seaside, almost like a mini town inside of the city. And there are just a lot of little houses and establishments there. And this place, Arat Bay, feels more like your scene. It feels more like a traditional dockside. Some of the place is boarded up a little bit with wood. It's not so cylindrical or, dome-like in shape. And as you guys are approaching, you guys kind of walk by a small dwarf with an eye patch who kind of just limps his way towards you, and you now realize that he's got a cane that he's holding, that he's just kind of limping towards all of you. And he says, "Hold up now, you're gonna... What's your business here in Errett Bay?"
You sell griffins, old-timer?
I don't sell griffins, but they do. And you can see off on the side that there are people who are kind of in the process of pulling a few griffins towards a few of the iridescent members, just kind of dragging them along. Some of the griffins are misbehaving in the process, but the tamers are almost like patting them down, and they start to calm. And he says, "Well, if you're just looking for griffins, that's fine." And he almost sounds out of breath as he's talking to you. He says, "But you know, we don't usually get citizens here. We just guard, so..."
Well, we're deputized, technically.
He says, kind of looks over at you and says, "Well, if you are deputized, then that's fine. Just don't cause any trouble here. I will toss you over." Kind of just
Wouldn't
continues
dream of it.
limping. And in the process of limping, he actually Brotar, like the biggest one of you, and just kind of bumps him. But he's only really bumping Brotar's leg at this point. So he just walks by and he says,
Can I kick him when
"Watch
he
it."
does that?
Yeah. So you just kick him and he kind of topples over and he says, "Yeah, that
Watch it.
feels more right."
Watch where you're walking there, pal.
That seems about right for one of your folk. He kind of just continues limping.
What do you mean, your folk?
And he raises his hand and goes, "Rah." Seems like a really miserable old coot. Just walks by you. So you guys do eventually make your way to the roost. Tamers there who are just standing around as a few of the iridescent guard just fly away on their own mounts. One of them looks over at you, a small-ish half-elf. He's a little bit more timid and quiet. And he says, "Oh yes, you're looking for some mounts?"
I guess it'd be best for one of each of us.
I will be needing one.
Well, I'm afraid I can't.
I don't think you can make a flying mount yet.
I think it's up to Jay according to the spec.
Okay, just a minute.
Well,
which is it? Sorry?
I think
Find
Find
Steed.
Steed tells you what you can do.
Pretty much tells you that it's up to your DM for anything else other than what's listed.
Yeah, second level conjuration. So I'll say,
my M&Ms.
Yeah, a warhorse.
You
a
got
pony,
them for
camel,
me.
elk,
I know, but I
mastiff.
only need 3 of them.
yeah, let's see.
So unless there's like a challenge leading one half flying creature, that could work.
Yeah, I think a griffin's a flying mount's a little.
Because Find Greater
pushing it
Steed
slightly.
is a spell.
I didn't know that.
And I think that one specifies like Pegasus Griffin.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
like
dope.
flying.
I'm gonna have to get that one.
So yeah, you could summon smaller ones, but they would have to be land-bound animals. But
Perhaps.
this kind of timid half-elf just goes up to you and says, "Well, I couldn't supply all of you with a steed, unfortunately. We've only got 2 available at the moment."
How much for both?
Kind of looks over at you and says, "Well, I'm afraid these ones are only rentable, and you must keep within a certain distance of the city, but it's quite a ways. At most, you can go within 100 miles of the city, and each day you rent them will be about 5 gold a day."
Is there any
How
number
long-
you're willing to part with them for?
Unfortunately, these are our last 2, and so you're free to seek out others who have, but as far as what we've had available here at the docks, these 2 would be the only ones.
I'm going to slap down 50 flat. Is this enough?
he kind of looks shocked at the moment. I'll say you and Alistair persuasion checks.
Both of us together.
Yeah, one each, just instead of advantage, because you're both kind of in
Come on.
tandem trying to convince this guy.
18,
Fucking
20.
20. I
Says,
rolled fucking 10.
I'll let me speak to my boss. And the half elf kind of jaunters off, and you see him kind of just talking
Fine.
to a large orc who, and the half elf kind of points towards you guys. And the orc goes up to you and says, That's a lot of gold. That's a lot of gold to be dropping, boy.
Yeah, he has a lot to pay off.
Says, well, I might be willing to part with these, but
My pillowcases.
what do you wish to do with them?
No wonder I can't fucking find them anywhere.
Well, we are planning on having them help us with an expedition to the north.
And as soon as you say
Very-
expedition, he like perks. This kind of grayish orc with a bunch of tattoos, wearing just a chest strap at this point, kind of like suspenders almost. Kind of looks at you and says, "You're heading off for an expedition."
Kind of. We're somewhat employed by the Huntress, or at least that's who we are going with.
He kind of looks over at all of you, looks over at the half elf, and he says, "They're with the Huntress, you fool. Just treat them accordingly." He says, "Well, I'm sorry. He's new."
I mean, in fairness, we didn't say that before, so no harm, no foul.
Well, anyways, if you're going on an expedition for this, well, perhaps there's something you can do for me. I'll give you these mounts if that would help, but I need something in return.
What do you want?
Well, see, these guys, and he points to the two griffins in the back, they're a little past their prime. They've seen a lot of
Cut to the
mileage.
chase.
And if you're going to go on an expedition, well, perhaps you could catch me a few other beasts.
And how do you expect me to do that with no experience?
Well, I don't
I-
know.
I possibly
He's got a
could.
gun. He
I-
points to Brotar. He's like, he's got a gun.
I could possibly handle it. It's just one thing is, do you have any equipment to hold them down? Because I can get them to stay still for a minute, but we have no way of keeping them down.
Well, I'll give you a few saddles if that'll help. I don't know what else I could give you that'll help.
We have no cages, no...
Or you want to haul these cages? And you see in the back there's like the giant like steel or iron cages.
How much room you got in your handkerchief, Brotar?
How much do you need? I mean, what are you trying to
nods
do?
his head towards... I'm looking to get a full-on cage for this thing.
I don't think you could fit that in there. It's only like, how big is it?
That's only... Well, it's 10 feet deep.
Yeah, it's 10 feet deep.
I mean,
And it is 6 feet in diameter. So...
it just says 10 feet deep, cylindrical space at a hole exists. Doesn't really say how big
At
the
the
hole
top.
is. It just says it's 10 feet deep.
In like the first little blurb, it says it's a
Oh,
6
6
foot
feet
diameter.
diameter.
Circular
okay.
6 feet. So it's 6 by 10. Actually.
I mean, we can try, I guess, to see if this thing will fucking fit in there. I don't know.
Well, griffins, what size are they?
They're large.
It would be a tight squeeze. Okay, yeah, and realizing it would be difficult to do that.
Yeah, they're at least 10 by 10, I guess. in
Yeah,
size.
well, that's their combat square.
Yeah.
We could squeeze it in there, but it would probably suffocate to death.
Yeah, and 10 minutes also
Yeah.
is a limit.
Yeah,
he
we'd
says,
have to let it out for air every like 10 minutes. I'm trying to make this work.
I hear you, brother, but I just don't think that's gonna work.
Mm,
I'm all for crazy shit, but
I just really want these mounts. And I don't want to give them back. I want my storm.
he says, well, I'll tell you this. I'll give you these mounts. You bring me back a couple of animals. We'll call it even. How's that?
We will try our best.
All right. Well,
If not, we will return them to you and pay whatever fee for the rental.
he will pay, and I'm pointing at Savos.
it says, I'm going to need a couple of pelts from a saber-toothed tiger. At least one from a winter wolf. And I mean, I don't want to push you guys. I understand. Norton Leon's a very, very rough place.
So
But
wait, you're only
just
looking
tell us
for
what
pelts?
you need.
If you could find something a little hardier, maybe a mammoth. I mean, I don't expect, no offense, I don't expect you guys to take down a mammoth, but if you could, that would be very helpful. In fact, I'd probably maybe get you one of more of my griffins once I get some more.
I mean, you just want the pelts of these things, or you want the actual animal?
I need the pelts.
That's fucking easy.
Okay. I thought you needed to restock. Well, if that's the case, then this shouldn't be a problem.
Well, I wouldn't deny if you could bring them alive. I mean, if you can tame them and bring them back alive, sure.
I'm
I'd
gonna
love
do
to.
my
That
I'm gonna do my damnedest to ride that mammoth back here for you.
Yeah, I mean, the pelts are really what I'm looking after. But if I can get some teeth, some meat, you know, a few trinkets here and there, of course they'll go in the market, be sold. But
and and definitely make sure all the animal gets used if we do hunt them. Otherwise, Erwin would kill me.
yeah, well, I mean, if you're hunting with the huntress, I mean, I doubt that you might be able to take a man down. I mean, I don't want to see you guys get killed. I mean, I want to see these griffins.
I mean, we're on par with a mammoth.
doing okay. And he
Yep.
kind of looks over at all of you and he says, I don't believe you, but I believe they can. And kind of draws a little bit of a circle and kind of with his fingers like around Zundis and Gray, but leaving you and Savos out.
I'll have you know.
I'm gonna
I
crack
have
open my
trained
spellbook.
elephants and tigers, good sir.
I'm gonna
I mean,
crack
you're-
open my spellbook and just glare at him.
You're not wrong about Alistair, but Savos can do some damage.
I don't know. Alastair can
suggest
sing
you
some
sit
pretty
down,
songs,
Gray.
and he
I
can.
cast suggestion on Gray and make him sit down.
What do I roll for that?
Wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Okay. Okay. What's your spell DC?
It is 15.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm just
You
gonna
wanna-
go sit down.
So yeah, you just sit down right there.
I'll elbow Alastair in the ribs and be like, "Good thing you didn't try that on me, buddy."
I mean, you're not the one who insulted my abilities.
No, I was trying to say that you sing pretty songs and things happen that are crazy, so I'm not going to insult you. And that little shit can fucking throw fireballs like nobody's goddamn business.
Alistair, make a... What did you cast on him?
Suggestion.
Suggestion.
It's
Oh, okay.
a single target.
Okay. So, actually, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check with advantage.
Okay. I believe I hold shift Yeah. 20.
Okay. Yeah, no one notices
And-
you do this.
Well, it is verbal and material only. It
Yeah.
doesn't have somatic components.
I just want to see if the orc would have noticed you kind of casting a spell. But yeah, he doesn't seem to notice.
Well, he's
kinda
trying
just
to make a big
gone.
show of what he can do.
Mhm.
So he sees Gray take orders when he just was insulting me.
So he says,
So I'm gonna
"Oh."
use thaumaturgy. Every time Alistair open his mouth to say something, I'm gonna make a farting sound coming out
You're
of his
still
butt.
sitting down. I haven't told you to get. You're not free of the spell. You're stuck like that for 8 hours.
But you just
God
said he had to sit
damn it.
down. You didn't say he couldn't cast a spell or anything, right?
That is true.
Well, he follows whatever I said to the letter for however long.
Which you just said you need to sit down.
Yeah, so you're just sitting down.
Fuck.
You just sit on the docks, like on the floor. You're not even concerned as to where you are at the moment. But
So yeah, we'll go after these pelts for you. We'll try to bring back the mammoth alive. I totally expect it.
it says, well, if you manage to do that for me, well, when I do get a new shipment of griffins, I mean, I could help you guys out, maybe get you a few more, but for now, all I got is these old guys. And you could kind of see the griffins in the back, and they're just like chewing on a few pieces of plants. They look really old, but they're still adorned with what looks like armor and still well kept, but they're just looking a little more weathered. Some of them have a few scars, actually. Body. Says, so we have a deal?
We do. And
All right.
Alistair will grab his hand for a shake.
As well. Mount them up, and you just see the small half dash off and gather a few others who are carrying a few sacks and kind of stuffing them onto the side of the mount. And they begin to drag these huge griffins towards you guys. It says, just don't over encumber them. I mean, they're old, so they could carry their food and maybe a couple of you, but don't push it.
All right. Griffin.
So you guys have 2 griffin mounts in your possession. 2 old griffins.
Jay?
Yeah.
Did you get that message I sent you?
Yes, I did.
Is it?
me
Before we
see.
leave, Alistair would ask the guys, do these guys have names?
And he says, well, you're not going to believe this, but I really like flowers. And you could see, like, he's a big lumbering orc, but he really likes flowers.
Well, what is wrong with liking flowers?
It's
That's
like,
all good.
well, and he looks around and he says, I don't want to name names, but here at Errant Bay, I mean, these assholes judge everybody, so
Some people are assholes.
yeah.
I like what you
mean,
like. Don't let other people tell you how to live.
Says, well, I really appreciate that. I mean, you guys are more open here. And the old dwarf who you guys kind of ran into earlier walks by again, and the orc says, and I mean you fuck. And then he's just like, shut up. Kind of just walks by everybody. He says, well, the girl is Chrysanthemum. Yeah, I know. I chose it. And this one over here, this old guy, and kind of pulls the big giant griffin towards you guys, says, that's Fuchsia. So I know it's a little weird for griffin names, but I just really like flowers. So Sorry.
I think they're beautiful.
Thanks. Well, anyways, they're yours now. So just
Yep,
give me those
I
pelts.
And Alistair will take the reins of Chrysanthemum and walk on his way out. And right around now, he will drop the spell on Gray, so you can
Okay.
walk.
Do I do I know now what he did to me?
You knew from the get-go, it just you couldn't do shit about
Oh.
it.
Okay, so just for fun.
Remember
just
the
for
last
fun,
time what happened when you casted Fear?
I don't know. You guys in your escalating spell.
Hey, mine only target one person
Yeah.
most of the time.
Told the dad on Alistair.
Okay.
Wow.
Uh,
So wisdom save?
It's a wisdom save.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Roll your fucking 2d8.
I
Damn.
should.
Fucking damn it. I'm cutting wordy. I'm gonna use cutting words on that. Because I'm not gonna let you completely kill me.
You guys are ridiculous.
So
You only have
roll
12 hit
d8.
points?
Okay, I take 4 necrotic.
So we can take like a quick 5-minute break, but is there anything else you guys wanted to accomplish while destroying each other, the rest of you?
Yes, I want to buy a dog.
Okay. Brotar, Savos, you
Gonna
guys
touch
gonna
on
do
Gray.
anything?
Fuck, that's a 9.
Okay.
He try to put
I
a
was the
spectral hand.
victim there.
So you guys are just
I made you sit
fighting in the middle of this dock area, and Brotar, you kind of turn around and you see a few of the white iridescent guards come down, and one of them shouts out, "Hey, you know the
Children.
rules. If you are here, you know no spell casting until that thing turns red."
Actually, we had a conversation with the big guy. What's his face?
The Archmage Corvo.
Yes, he said that we were not allowed to use magic against the citizens of your fine town. And we are not doing that.
Make a persuasion check.
Yeah, it's not your citizens.
Alistair
it's
will
us.
help, saying he's technically not wrong, but he's
I'm
being
not.
an ass
It's
about it.
you most likely would be okay. I just want to see what the result would be.
18.
And he says, kind of looks at you guys and sees that you guys are members. Because I think the Archmage gave you guys.
Did he?
Hold on. How did he put it on my notes? If he gave you guys.
Did he give us like badges?
Actually, no. I don't think he marked you guys as badges. But you guys have a little bit of a discussion about it. You seem to know. You try to convince him that you're aware, despite the fact that you don't look like iridescent guards. Frostborn are aware. Everything seems, and he says, "Well, just ease up. You're freaking out some of the people here. If I find out any of you guys are lying, I'm gonna. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna even be able to get out of the city, but just keep the magic to a minimum and don't freak out any of this." And
Alistair will just point to the griffins we just obtained.
he says, "Yeah, well, it's gonna take a lot more than griffins to get you out, survive. Good day." And they just kind of saunter off and head towards the nearest, what looks like an inn of some sort.
Okay,
yeah.
Alistair, I'm sorry for hurting you there. I just don't like when people use, magic on me.
I did not know that. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's okay.
I'm just
Again,
used
I'm
to doing that kind of thing to my friends because it's the way I banter. But if that makes you uncomfortable, then I won't do it. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. I apologize.
Completely correct.
So, anything else, guys, that you want to do
rations.
before we take a break? So rations for
Yes, I'm gonna buy rations as well, and I'm gonna look for some place to buy a dog.
Okay.
That's the one that cast that spell I was talking about.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
look for a brass brazier to cast on stuff.
Okay. Alistair and Brotar, you guys gonna do anything?
I guess trying to find like a magic item shop is out of the question.
Well, there is. Huntress mentioned that anything like that probably
Would
be at Castle Zol.
Yeah. So that should probably be our last stop to stock up.
Okay.
But
So
I need to go pee.
Yeah, me too. So we'll come back in like 5 minutes.
Alright. Be right back.
Hey guys, I just wanted to pop in here and say we don't have any ads right now. So if you could just do us a favor and like and subscribe if you like us, and share this podcast with anybody you think might like it. Maybe in the future we'll have ads, but for right now, we just want to help grow this little show here. Don't forget to follow us at Campaign Grand on Twitter and catch us every Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific on twitch.tv/The Grand Campaign. Back to the show.
You guys are looking for what else?
Rations. I remember we talked about that. I don't remember anything else other than
A dog for Gray.
Oh yeah.
So each day of rations is 5 silver pieces.
Okay.
Or sorry, here it's 8 silver pieces. So how many days of rations would you like to get?
Yeah.
What do you think? Like 10?
Ooh.
I'm gonna give myself 4 days of ration because I'm gonna.
Okay.
Well, we should
Get it
probably get
30.
10
I'll
for
take.
everyone.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
10.
It's a good idea.
I have 26 days of ration.
Oh, well, then you're
25.
fine.
So I'm gonna get.
So
I'm
10
gonna
days
get
will
5
be
more.
80 silver pieces for the whole
So
10
8
days of
gold.
rations.
So
Um,
10 times 4 because I'm saying everyone get 10 days for yourself.
Yep.
All right.
And so just mark that off on your character sheet.
Okay, so
And,
I'm now at 35.
So actually, around the Arid Bay, there are a few supply stores there. Again, no signs on them, but you just ask around and you manage to find one particular one that sells general goods and more fishing supplies, and they actually have weaponry that is better suited for ocean life. So they have a few harpoons, and they sell anchors, they sell all sorts of ocean-related gear there, as well as general goods. What else are you guys looking for? So you have the rations. I believe a brazier, is that what?
Yeah,
Savos is?
Yep.
Savos wanted to look for brass brazier.
Like to acquire or to just use?
Either works.
Okay. You do recall you saw some back at the cloud gates near the entrance, so there are some there. Unless you actually wanted to keep them. But I believe braziers are, for the most part, relatively large.
Can I ask? I would like to see if I.
There's a few small ones. Yeah, go ahead.
I was looking to see if I could find some sort of metal tube that's about 2 feet long, 3 feet long, maybe.
Yep, there are ship reinforcements in this store, so there are just people browsing around, and a small dwarf is running the store, who is actually... Sorry, one second, I'm just looking at something. Yep. So they do have ship reinforcements. So you can find a tube. It's probably about 2 feet long if you wanted it, like a hollow tube, right?
Yes.
Uh,
I would like 2 of
yeah.
those if they have it.
Okay. They sell it by in 5 feet increments, so you could buy one and just chop it up if you.
That sounds good.
Or they chop it up for you. That'll be
Just cut
2
it in
silver
half.
pieces, so not very much for it.
Sounds good.
Savos, they do have a small brazier here.
How much?
There, for the brass one, they are selling it for 6 silver pieces. It's a very well-made brass brazier, probably about less than a foot in diameter, so it's relatively large. But
I will buy it.
okay, so mark that off on your sheet. Anything else? I believe you guys are out of rope, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I still have my.
I think I still have some rope.
I have.
Yeah.
Well, we have Ropey.
I have
'Cause I don't-
Naughty, and I
You
also
have
have.
naughty, but
Sorry.
I
you
have
guys
a-
did use one, I think, or to get out of the mines. I believe you guys used all your rope or something, or some.
I still
something
have
to that
50
effect.
feet of hemp and 50 feet of silk in my thing, but
Oh, okay.
I
Is
have
that-
silk as well.
did I not?
I don't have my robe.
Okay.
I bought rope
I don't
at
even
the.
know if I got a robe.
Yeah. So you guys, anything else you guys need to buy? This place would probably be a good place unless it was magical, in which case you wouldn't have any here. So
I still have a holy water flask.
could have hurt some undead with those.
I didn't remember I had it.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
I'd
anything
only
else?
have like a +2 to hit.
Anything else you guys are looking for at this point?
Mainly just looking for a nice, secluded, large, open space somewhere.
In this area, it's very tight. It looks like a lot of these kind of establishments just crammed in. So you could possibly wander around town, but most probably it'll be towards the gates all around
Probably,
town, like,
yeah.
towards the exit. It wouldn't be in like a central square.
It's probably where I would go.
So if there's anything else, you guys can
Shit,
have
I'm
your
heading to the
purchases.
gates.
Anyone else going to do anything? Anything else you guys want to accomplish? I mean, the huntress said you guys could either tackle it today or the next day. You guys don't have to rush into it if you guys don't want to. If there's anything else.
No, I just want to get
fine.
going.
Okay.
Oh, there's also the matter of the
Oh.
cake.
Oh, right, the cake.
Yeah, we'll get that. I guess
Let's
we'll
get
ship
the cake
off
and eat on the way.
You ask around for the mastiff, there is a gentleman inside of the store that you guys were in who goes up to you. He is a very pompous looking tiefling that's adorned in kind of lots of gold, who looks
Oh.
over at you. And he says to you, Gray, he says, "You're looking for an animal."
No, I'm looking for a dog.
Well, yes, they are animals. The name is Sejanus.
Gray. Greyjoy.
Well, I have quite a few, but I want to make sure they go towards a nice owner, not one of those abusive ones.
I mean, I would never. I love dogs. I grew up with dogs.
Well, as an animal lover myself, that's fantastic. Now, if you'd like to follow me, I could definitely sell you a few.
I just want one.
All right. Follow me. And he leads you just a little ways away from Errett Bay and to a nice, what looks like seaside home. It's a very nice beachside house that's made of what looks like clay. It's a very different, stark contrast to the kind of shanty-looking wooden structures that actually are around Eric Bay. It's a little bit secluded, so there's a little bit of forestry around it, and he says, "Oh, well, here's what you're looking for." And he leads you into an area, and it's just, there's dogs everywhere. There's just lots of dogs. They're not even caged. They're very docile. Some of them are hanging around a massive shag carpet that's in the center of the room. And it's a very open concept kind of beach house that he has out in Eric Bay.
Oh, that's nice.
And
That's a nice place
immediately,
to have here.
a large mastiff, which is what you're looking for, right?
Yeah.
It's very, very, very black in color. A dark jet black. Just kind of runs right up to you and tackles you onto the ground. Make a strength save.
A saving throw?
Yeah, strength saving throw.
Okay. That's a 2.
Yeah, so this thing just leaps, and you guys just watch this fucking horse-sized looking mastiff just runs up and just plows through Gray and begins licking his face.
Oh, that's a good boy. That's a good boy.
He doesn't even make a sound. He's just very docile, but very playful at the same time.
I think he
Just
likes
runs
you.
up.
I don't care how much it costs. I want him.
Well, he's a special one. He's got quite the sense on him. And he does very well in this cold weather, actually. Surprisingly. I'll sell him to you for 500 gold pieces.
What?
500?
What?
Shit.
I
Well,
clap
he's
down
very
for
dear
black.
to me.
500?
He's a special boy.
Okay, that's... Dude, come on. Tell you what, I will give you 30 gold, and that's it.
Well, for 30 gold, you can have one of these other guys. And then you see them, and it looks like a depressing scene. Like, they're all just bumming around. They're all lazily just laying on shag carpets and sofas.
Is Alistair there?
Yeah, I think everyone joined you.
Okay,
I guess so, yeah.
can you do the thing you did to me?
No, I'm not doing that to get a better price, but
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I will say, for a dog to be 500 gold, that's just absurd.
Yeah, I mean, can the dog talk as well?
Well, sure, if you could speak to animals, you could.
Jeez, that's... Okay. First of all, fuck you. Second of all, 32 gold.
It says, again, you could take one of these older ones over here, or these other ones over here. But your friend seems very keen on purchasing this dog, and he signals to Savos, who's just laid out 50 platinum.
Savos,
That-
pay the man.
Are you... I'm not counting that towards your... I'm not counting that towards your debt, Savos.
I'm taking
This
my money
is
back.
for the entire party. A dog
We're
will
not
be
gonna
helpful.
We're not gonna pay 500 gold for a dog.
I'm
Uh,
gonna walk up and start petting the dog.
Okay. It kind of snarls at you as you walk up to pet it. Just almost protectively hovering around Gray.
Boy,
Fine.
sit
200
down.
gold. 200 gold. Take it or leave it.
Make a persuasion check.
Come on. Come on.
Fucking 19.
He says, I'll tell you what. 350 and it's yours.
300.
Deal. And he just holds out his hand and
All right.
waits for you to
Savos,
shake it.
say the man. Yep, he'll shake it.
Yeah. So mark off
35
the
platinum.
30. He
Flat.
agreed to 300.
If you gentlemen will excuse me, I need to go take care of something. And he will head
Have
off
fun taking a shit.
towards the
Or masturbating.
he will head off towards the gates.
Okay.
Thank you, Alistair. That was cool of you.
Yeah, it just still the. I mean, the menagerie has talked about getting a dog before. It just, to be honest, we're afraid he would be eaten by our lions. But still, when talking about it, it'd be like 25 gold. We still paid a whole lot.
I mean, we can always come back here at night and steal the money back. I would not be opposed to that. Because I think he was, I mean, it's a great dog. But
He is a good
come on,
boy. But no, but I mean, I've already made the deal. I'm not gonna go back on that.
okay,
I don't
that's
feel
fine.
right doing that. Even though he is an asshole.
Sundus, what are you doing off on your own?
So I'm heading to the gate so that I can perform that spell to summon
Okay.
my mount.
Are you guys going to head with him? Because he's just going to leave on his own unless you guys all want to go together at this point.
Sure.
Okay. So you guys begin to leave the establishment.
I mean,
And
I thought he would just be trying to like. Okay.
yeah,
I mean, if
you wanna
they
be
want to follow me, I'm just going.
Yeah, so Sundus is just like walking away from the whole scene, and you guys see him leaving. So if you guys want to follow,
Alistair will follow on the back of Chrysanthemum.
okay. So you're all amongst your mounts, and it takes a few moments, but you guys get, a little bit away from the house, and you realize that the dog isn't with you. But as you guys are just a little bit away from the house, it just suddenly appears right beside you, Gray. And it just begins to kind of look around, getting confused. The mount gets a little bit excited, and they kind of are like, "What the heck is that?" But they
It's a
eventually
blink
calm.
dog?
Do we know what that is?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, you guys would. I don't think anyone has any Fey
Probably
knowledge,
not.
so yeah. you
I
guys
mean,
wouldn't know, but-
would Gray know?
unless actually, Alistair,
Alistair might.
I'll say Savos and Alistair can roll nature checks because Savos is from here. So
Wait.
He-
I left for a minute. Why are we rolling nature checks?
you're gonna check
Because
to
we
see
have a
what this
blink
dog
dog,
is.
but we're seeing if either of us knows it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have heard of it. You guys have never seen one. You guys never experienced it suddenly appearing, but you're aware that there are certain creatures that are capable of such things, and one of them is this dog.
Ah. Now I don't feel bad about the 300.
Checks.
We did good.
Oh, this is amazing.
I feel like this
So
dog
I
is
look
going
at
to be
him and I
pretty
say-
handy.
Do it again. Do it again.
Make an animal handling check for now. He likes you,
Oh.
but you haven't. You can't command him necessarily yet.
Come on,
Natural what?
don't fuck me, Gil.
So he
Oh.
actually just kind of looks at you and stares at you as you say this.
Okay. No. That's on me. I'm not making myself clear. Okay. Disappear again and then come back.
And he kind of runs up and he sees like a small stick on the ground, and he just picks it up and walks up towards you and drops the stick in front of you.
Oh my god, you're such a cute boy. You're such a adorable boy. And then I grab the stick and then I throw it.
Okay. You throw it and it just goes, disappears, and then reappears with the stick in its mouth.
That's the best boy. Like, we don't even need Savos in the party anymore. You have him.
Ow. I'm right here, man.
Can you teleport?
I'm gonna
At
cast
will.
Misty Step.
Yep. So Savos just does the same thing. He disappears, and now he's just about 30 feet or so away, 20 to 30 feet away from you guys.
How many times could you do that though? Because this guy could do it
Savos,
all day long.
Savos, fetch. And then I throw the stick.
I'm gonna walk back and I'm gonna punch Gray in the face.
Okay. Right
I cast
before,
Murmur of Agathis.
right before you're about to do any of that, the dog is.
Is he gonna bite you?
Your fist is just flying through the air, ready to punch Gray in the face, and the dog just, and suddenly it's biting your arm without you realizing it. You suffer 3
Oh,
points of piercing damage as this thing is just bitten like your wrist.
Damn.
Okay. Boy, let go. Savos is a dick, but is a friend. So don't attack him.
Does anybody speak Sylvan here?
No.
I don't think anyone speaks Sylvan.
Alistair might know a little Sylvan, but he probably wouldn't be able to speak it.
Okay, make
Because I have a whole list of like the languages that would be in the
Yeah.
menagerie.
I'll say make just a general intelligence check.
Okay.
Alistair or
Alistair, because he just as
14.
14. Yeah, you would have enough that you could say stuff like stop, go, sit,
Single word commands.
Yeah, say a very basic command. So basically it'll just give you advantage on handling if you want to try to tame the blink dog.
Okay. Alistair will say in Sylvan, probably somewhat wrong, but no one's gonna be able to correct him. Drop.
Okay. Make an animal handling check with advantage.
15.
And you're saying drop like to the
I'm
ground, or you
assuming
mean
he's
drop down?
still.
Latching
I'm
onto
still-
Savos's arm?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he just lets go of Savos's arm and kind of just nuzzles close to Gray.
He's so beautiful. He's so perfect.
And Alistair will cast Healing Word at first level on Savos.
Okay. So Savos
Clean
can
up the dog
recover.
bite.
Yeah, I guess you can roll for the hit points recovered. 5 healing.
Fucking 1 again.
Yeah, that's rough. Get them out of the way now,
Oof.
Hey, it doesn't
But you guys
matter.
do-
I only lost 3 hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might have been half my health, but still, only 3.
Yeah.
It would have been more than half your health at level 1.
So you guys are finally make it to slowly make your way towards the cloud gates where you guys had stolen that keg of rum.
I was still walking, so they probably finally caught up to me.
Yeah, so you guys just see Zundus kind of just hanging about there.
What I'm
I'm
gonna do here.
in the middle of like concentrating on the spell, so I'm like, completely ignoring you guys.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, it's a paladin only spell. There's not too many
Yeah.
religious people in the menagerie, so he wouldn't know what the hell the spell is.
Okay, so you were just closing your eyes, sitting in the middle of this, if you could call it a square or a circle near the cloud gates.
Rhomboid.
And it takes you a little moment to quiet down. There are still a few people around the area when almost catching everybody off guard, you just see this long, slender reptilian lizard that just appears. Poof, it's very, very large. about 20 to 22 feet. So very, very large. It just appears, and suddenly everyone in the town is just like, kind of looking shocked at this thing.
Zundus, what the hell is that?
This is my good friend, Spirit. And he will go up and start, stroking its scales. Oh, I haven't seen you in so long.
Savos is just going to be standing there totally unfazed.
One of the
It is a
iridescent
paladin.
guard goes up to you and says, "Well, it's a fine-looking mount there."
Thank
And
you.
approaching the lizard just kind of hisses at the
Easy.
iridescent guard, and he moves away.
Easy,
and says,
Spirit. Easy.
It's all right. It's all right. So you are in possession of your riding lizard.
Excellent.
And that fighting lizard has an int of at least 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it can understand one language that you know.
Which would probably be Elvish.
Yeah.
You dick.
Well, it is my first language.
Yeah. So you guys are at the Cloud Gates. Is there anything else you guys wish? Well, it's still early in the day. You guys don't have to head off this day if you don't want.
So
Probably
I'm gonna
not, since we've blown a few of our spells and
go for a
hurt each
joyride.
other.
Get used to our mounts.
Yeah. Jay, let me ask you something. How long would it take for Gray to become fluent in another language?
If you put in the time and the goal to learn it, concentrated study will take you like a year. So it's a long, yeah, like it's just to, I mean, you a few months you could probably be good enough to say one, a handful of words that, or maybe even string together a few sentences, but it'll take a better part of a year to actually speak the language. So,
All right.
anything else, guys? While on the 12th day,
where are we gonna put our birds? when we sleep?
Yeah, you guys do recall that there was a roost over at the
Are we allowed to go there?
Castle Soul. Yeah, I mean you'd have to find a way to just park a mount there, but
I mean, are we allowed to?
you can leave it in front of the Church of Eldath if you want. It's up to you guys.
That's probably what I'm gonna do with the Spirit when he's not with me.
Well, doesn't it only last a while?
I think it's
I've
until
never
I
had to
dismiss
use a
it,
fight
isn't it?
steed.
I don't know. I couldn't find a duration.
Well, instantaneous, so I guess.
No, it'll
so
be with you.
You can't have more than one seed as an action.
You can't. Yeah, you can't summon multiple, but it's with you.
At any time.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And I can commit
it just stays there until you dismiss it.
Yeah.
And we can communicate telepathically.
Yep. Within a mile. So.
I just hope we don't go to a flump, because they will know your horse or your lizard is telepathic.
Well, no.
Anything else, guys?
Flumps. I've just read their thing, and they cannot be surprised by any telepathic creature.
I don't think we have anything else. Just basically, Brotar's cake and birthday party. Do you have something?
Yep.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I don't
What
think
do you want to do?
I guess. Well, who's gonna be the other main rider? Because Alistair is taking Chrysanthemum. He's taking Chrissy.
I will take the other one,
Fuchsia?
Are you sure you can handle it?
we'll find out.
Okay, so you guys can probably fit about 2 people. Probably best to keep... Well, actually, no. Zundus has his own mount. Brotar's
Yeah, I'm
not.
good.
Brotar could be with Savos or Alistair.
Oh.
Yeah, so you guys can take 2.
Can I take Brotar with me? He doesn't like flying
I,
apparently.
I'm not getting on that goddamn thing. If it goes in the
Yeah, I'll
air.
say because it's large enough, you could. It is large in size, so you can definitely take
Oh, come on,
Brotar.
Brotar.
No,
So
Fuck that.
one of you will have a solo mount, basically.
I have to warn you, Brotar. He can climb up walls and go upside down.
That's fine. I just ain't gonna fucking fly. There's no way.
Well,
Fucking flying ain't natural. I ain't no goddamn bird.
Gray, cast fly on his mount.
You son of a bitch.
You didn't hear that.
Yes.
Gray, who do you want to ride with, me or Savos?
I'll ride with you, and Blue rides with Savos.
That's what you named the blink dog, Blue?
Yeah.
Are we
His
playing
boy
Blue's
Blue.
Clues? Sorry.
His boy Blue.
Alright. I'm a little worried about Savos being alone.
Oh God. Okay, Blue rides with you, and I'll ride with Savos.
Oh, hell no. I'm just gonna take another person down with me.
That means I get more pets. I will take the good boy for himself. I'm like the father who didn't want the dog, but then is in love with the dog.
So anything else, guys? Anywhere you want to head?
Yep, just
Alistair's just gonna
preparation
fly
for
around the
birthday.
city.
I want to roll animal handling to see if this thing hates me.
Yeah, so I'll get you guys to do that when you guys are going to start riding it. Are you going to ride it now?
Yeah,
No.
Alistair's gonna just take it around the city just to
Okay. I'll say Alistair.
Yeah, I'm
form
gonna
a
do the same
bond.
as Alistair.
Actually, both of you roll with advantage. Because they're rental mounts, so they're fairly used to having
22.
dealing with strangers. So Savos roll another.
I got
advantage.
an 18 and a 4.
And a
18
4,
and
okay.
a 6, I mean.
Got it. Yeah, so with no issue, you guys just managed to tame these things. They're used to being mounts for strangers for the most part, so they seem to take no issue with you guys in your directions, and you guys managed to mount them.
Crap. What was Savos's one's name?
Fuchsia.
Fuchsia. Don't forget. So we have Chrissy and Fufu.
So who's gonna ride?
Where is my pen? There it is.
Is everyone else sticking around on ground, or are you guys gonna fly around as well? I know Brotar.
Anyone who wants to come can.
Brotar, do you want to take a ride?
On the lizard?
What's up?
On the lizard?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah, let's go.
All right, we're gonna take off.
Okay.
Alistair will, like, his whole thing is just going to be flying over them just to make sure they don't get into trouble.
As soon as Brotar sits on the lizard, Gray casts fly
You
on the
fucker.
lizard.
Okay.
On the lizard?
Okay.
So the lizard can now
interesting.
fly.
Oh, Jesus.
So Gray just runs up to the lizard and slaps it in its ass/tail. And immediately this lizard is looking very confused. Spirit is very, very confused as it's suddenly able to fly. Yeah.
What the?
Enjoy the ride, boys.
Yeah.
Well, this is
Just-
new.
It's a willing creature, so it's attempting to.
Is it flying yet?
So
you
you're
guys
just
are.
gonna-
It doesn't even wait for you guys to get ready. Like Brotar is just about to hop on its back when it just takes off. And Brotar, you almost lose your grip, and you're thinking to yourself, "This is why you hate flying."
I'd let go.
Okay.
Bailing?
Fuck that, dude. I ain't flying,
Yeah.
damn it. I'm
Okay,
off.
So Brotar bails, and Sundus, you just take off as you're riding this thing.
I'm
and
taking
everyone.
off
I mean-
right after the flying lizard.
I'm a fucking walk, dude.
Not what I was expecting, but I'm leaning into it.
Yeah. So you guys begin to just fly around the city, and a few of the guards are kind of like, hey, 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 and reach out right before you guys just take off. And now you were just cruising, and in the daytime, you can now see just how large the city is, and you can see these kind of bumps where these dome-like cylindrical structures exist all around Ecclesia. And now you get a very good sense from a high altitude of the kind of layout of things, where roads are just curved and there is a pattern to it. There's a very clear pattern to the way things are built, but from the ground, it just seemed very confusing to you. You guys are up in the air. Brotar let go, so he's on the ground.
Oh shit! We left him behind.
So you guys continue flying around the city for a few moments.
Well,
Gray,
yeah, for about 8 minutes before, would Alistair know the duration of fly?
you would know, but who's Gray with? Savos or you? Gray, you rode with
I'm
Savos?
with Alistair.
You're with Alistair?
Oh, no, I was with, I think Savos took off because I had to get off the thing to cast fly.
Yeah, I
The
took
lizard.
off right after the
Yeah.
lizard started flying.
So I guess
So
I'm
you're
with
still on the ground?
I guess Alistair would have let him hop on. I would assume him and Blue could stay on, or would that be a bit much?
They could. I mean, Gray could just hold, or like he could just kind of hang on to the back. It's just enough, just the
I
three
mean,
of you, because you guys
when
are
I
not
cast
too heavy.
fly, I can cast
Yeah.
fly on more than actually no.
Yeah. So make
guess-
a. So you guys are
Well,
flying in the air, and you guys are nearing the limit, which Gray, you would know. Like the spell only
Yeah.
lasts up to 10
Yeah.
minutes. Are you guys gonna begin to descend before that time, or are you just gonna?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like
I
around
call-
8 minutes, Alistair would be shouting to them, "Fly, go down. You only have you have like 2
So-
minutes left."
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna aim spirit at a wall so we can flip around and then just ride down.
Okay. So I'll say this. Make a perception check,
Okay.
because you guys are flying. So like, it's hard to talk, and you guys are just flying in the air, and distances kind of shift here and there. And
Yeah.
remember that.
Eight.
We would try to get as
Remember that at this point, Zundis has no real control of the animal, because the animal's excited to just be flying. So yeah, you don't hear anything. You don't hear.
back.
Shit.
You don't hear Alistair yelling to you to just descend because the spell's running out.
If for like another minute they don't go down, Alistair will try to get as close as possible and cast suggestion on his mount
Okay.
to land.
Yeah, so
safely.
I'll say you guys are zipping by, and at some point Zundis's mount spirit just takes off. You guys are just trying to slow them down, trying to cut them off in front, but this animal is just so excited that it's just flying.
I mean, a griffin's speed is faster. They fly
faster.
at 80 feet.
Yeah.
we could-
So you do try to
should be
cut it
able to
off,
pass.
but this thing is just moving about wildly. At some point, you're just about to cross paths with each other again. What's the range on your suggestion? And it has to hear
I
you,
believe
right?
it's 120.
And it has to understand you?
I don't think so. No, it's only 30 feet for suggestion.
30 feet.
You can also specify. Okay, I'll display. Magically within creatures that can't be charmed or immune to the effect, the suggestion must be worded in a manner to make the course of action sound reasonable. Asking the creature
Okay.
to stab itself wouldn't work.
So what do you say to... Are you saying it to Zundis or the mount?
The mount. I am targeting the mount specifically. Is the suggestion actively...
Can we complete it in a shorter time? I'm trying to see if it specifies because I think like charm person and stuff like that. Like there's
Yeah.
some that do specify that.
So I'll say, for the sake of this, just to make sure that it's everything's fine. What specifically do you say to the creature?
I say land. Like that is the only word. Like land safely is all
Okay.
I suggested do.
Zundis, make a perception check on your mount. The mount stats.
Alright, let's see. It's got a 12 for wisdom.
If we
so
failed
it's
this, I have a funny way it could be.
D20 plus 1.
Yep, D20 plus 1.
12.
12. Yeah, it does attempt to land. It hears Alistair. It just manages to barely hear Alistair tell it to land, so your spell does succeed. However, it's not used to controlling its momentum at this kind of really fast speed.
That's
So
why I
you
try to give
begin
it like a
you begin
minute.
to kind of spiral,
Uh-huh.
and this thing doesn't know how to control itself. I need you to make a strength check for you to make sure you can
Okay.
keep your hand on this mount.
Oh my god. Now 20.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
So you're just hanging on. At this point, you're not even sitting on the lizard's back anymore. You're just like getting dragged like a flag right behind it, and kind of like it's just spinning out of control. Make an acrobatics check with your mount.
Alright. So it's a 1d20 plus 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Using his stats, right?
Yeah, his stats. Yeah.
17.
17. So it does spin and eventually manages to just right itself. As you see now, you are just flying towards this building. It slows itself just a little bit and manages to plant its feet, but it's still going really fast despite the fact that it's attempting to slow down. But it didn't turn you into a meteor at this point. It just made you very 60 feet is fast, right? So you're just like flying. So you just slam along with your mount into this wall and immediately cause a portion of the structure to just create a huge hole. In the process, both of you suffer 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you just crash through a wall, and immediately you are in a large open area, and there are a bunch of what look like people just sitting around at a dinner table, and you just go shh and begin sliding towards the dinner table as they're just about to eat their lunch. And you just lightly tap the side of this table, and one glass begins to wobble side to side precariously and falls and shatters. And everyone uses that moment to just freak out and be like, what the hell? So it was quiet up until that last moment.
oh fuck.
You guys just watched Zundis and his mount just crash through a building at this point.
Glad I jumped the fuck off of that thing.
Alistair will fly Chrissy over to the hole.
Yeah, and you guys are just kind of floating out, and gasps again. Everyone's gasping again as they now see this giant lizard. They see Zundis.
Yeah.
And they
Alistair
see you floating outside.
perceives sees the situation. He says, "Citizens, I'm sorry. We were experimenting with a new mount. We're sorry that it got out of hand. There's no need to be alarmed.
This
Make a
is
We'll give you
throwing
the
up.
money to repair this."
Make a deception check. And Gray, you're on the ground, right? You're not.
Yeah, I'm running
Bullshit.
back to get my dog.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they look like regular citizens, and they're just like, oh, okay.
So,
And then
Zundis-
the little kid there's a little kid sitting around the table, a little halfling boy or a little elf boy who just has a bowl of soup and he kind of just holds it out to you. Kind of like he doesn't know what to do, and it's the only thing anyone's doing as they're all staring in
So-
disbelief.
Nimbus takes his mask off, like he's too fucked up to really think about hiding his face, and just starts vomiting from the vertigo.
And everyone lets out a gasp again, like oh. So three
He's
gasps.
also a new rider. Point taken that we probably shouldn't have put a new rider on a new mount. That was our bad. Here, and Alistair will fish out 400 gold in 10 platinum out of his and hands it to the people.
I'm
And-
going to take his money back and drop 41 platinum.
And everyone
Are
just
you
again.
here?
Yeah, probably.
Yes. Yeah. So at this point, Savos has caught up with his griffin as well. And
I was
again,
planning on getting
more
my money
gas.
back from you.
So
So, yeah,
four
it is
four
getting
gasps.
busy flat.
So it's like slam into the wall. Then Zundus begins vomiting. Then you throw money. Then Savos throws money. So they're just constantly like gasping at you guys.
Well, I'm coming in on a griffin like I would have been someone important.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So all shocking moments.
There we go. I actually was able to add him to my
Yeah,
my,
under extra,
there you go.
you can add a mount.
Yeah.
That's what I did with Chrysanthemum.
So you guys all eventually exit this place and get out and head back to the square. Zundus is looking a little rough. He's got little dents in his armor. The mount is like slightly limping in the process.
Do I
Do
find
I-
my dog?
Do I see Gray by any chance?
Yeah, like you guys are all gathered now near the cloud gates.
Savos, how much did you give them?
41 plat.
41. Okay.
I might have been killed.
You're fine. No, okay, I'm gonna go get my dog, and you're welcome.
And Alistair will, when he gets back, he'll come up and say, well, in all fairness, it was my idea. I was not planning on the mount to be so wild, and I was trying to get him to land more safely, but it kind of fell out of hand. It was my fault.
To exercise a bit more caution in the future.
Yeah.
He is mad.
Another one of Alistair's failures.
He is very mad.
And Alistair is depressed. Just another failure to add to his pile.
So anything else you guys want to do after all of that?
Did the guards even come after us?
They're all like scratching their head, looking and trying to figure out what the heck is going on. They're not going after you. I think they're aware of who you guys are.
This is...
I am going to.
We've really fucked up this city.
I'm gonna probably spend
We've
some
been here
spell
2
slots
days and we've done more damage than monsters have. in
healing
years.
my mount.
We are making
Savos,
this city interesting.
Savos, what's your appearance at this moment? Are you still looking like Sardan? Like, are you gonna do that every day that you're here, or are you gonna just be you?
Oh yeah, I'm doing that like every time we go out in public.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do, guys? Still at the cloud
Just
gates.
know if I got my dog back.
Yep, your dog's with you.
Excellent.
Like it got caught in the mount and then just poof, bounced back to you immediately. So
Okay, one thing I want to do is I want to find some place that sells dog food or meat. I want to buy something for Blue to eat.
For the price, actually, because you did pay quite a bit for it. I mean, it is Flink, but you paid good money for it. Sejanus actually gives you like a small pouch with special treats. It looks like a very dense biscuit, so you don't. And he instructs you that you don't have to feed a lot of this to it. Like you just have to
Oh,
give it,
okay.
something the size of a coin each day, and it'll be full enough for the day. Special magical treats.
Excellent. How much is it?
So you have a bag of about a month's worth of this stuff.
Okay.
Special doggy treats. After you guys all meet up at the Cloud Gates, you suddenly see off where Castle Zol is a small flash of light, and after a few moments, the muscular woman, Huntress Urtana, comes down and says, I knew it was you idiots. Well, please let me know that. Please tell me that I chose right.
Nobody was harmed, and we've already paid the family for the damages.
And she says, it's a little early in the day for all the shenanigans.
In
It's
fairness,
rough.
you don't leave us many options to entertain ourselves in this city.
That is very
Well,
true.
you know what? Yeah, I can understand the boredom gets to you a little bit, but that's why I like to fight.
I don't like to fight. I like to drink and spend time with women of questionable reputation and dogs.
And Uratana says, well, if you can drink and still fight, well then, I don't see a reason why the Archmage would have any trouble with it. Now, who are you? And she just, without even looking at him, like she's talking to you guys, her hand points towards Savos, who looks like Sardan right now.
Oh, he's a friend. He was not with us in the battle because he had other things to do at the time.
Diarrhea.
That sounds sketchy. Speak for yourself, boy. Who are you?
My Sardan. Something.
Make a deception check. I'll say with
Oh,
advantage, because
He has high
guys are.
charisma. He has high charisma. Don't fuck.
Deception.
Yeah, deception check with advantage.
Do not fuck this. Oh
There you go.
damn!
Yeah, he's got a high deception. So she says,
That
Sarda,
those
nice
are-
to meet you.
Those are Grim and then Alistair's deceptions.
Yeah. So she says, I'm Huntress Uratana. Now, I assume you're with these guys. Are you going to be joining us for this little trip that we're going to take?
What trip? And I'm gonna look at Alistair.
Oh yeah, you were asleep when we got home. We haven't really got a chance to talk about it. But we are going on an expedition to the north. Well, like I said when we got these griffins, we're going on an expedition with her to fight monsters in the north.
And we are
Oh.
gonna get paid for it, right?
I don't know if the Archmage agreed to that, but he at least put you in his good graces, so that's good.
Well,
Says-
fuck.
Why, are you going to back out of your deal? You don't want to join? I mean, I could go
No, I mean,
No.
with my crew.
I'll go.
Still do it.
I'll go.
We're planning on leaving tomorrow morning, I assume. I think we have most of our things in check. Unless
right, well.
there's something I'm forgetting about, and he'll turn to the rest of the crew.
I don't think so.
I
guess
Well-
other than possibly a few medical provisions that we couldn't get in the city elsewhere. We were planning on doing that last.
Oh well, I might as well give it to you now if you guys want to meet the Castle Zoll. I got a little something to help you guys. Nothing crazy, just it's rough out there. And then we can head off tomorrow.
All right.
How
That's
long has
Thursday,
it
it'll
been
be fun.
since we left the church?
Yeah, it's the better part of the morning, I would say. So
Probably
you know,
been a
you're
few
looking at
hours.
like, yeah, you're looking at like early afternoon at this point.
So probably around 10:30, 11, maybe a little later.
Later, it'd probably be around 12 or what? Yeah, because you guys had been like going to the docks and trying to negotiate mounts. So yeah, and then flying, of course.
Yeah.
All right.
Which only
I'm
took
going
10
to-
minutes, but
I'm gonna wait until I have a chance to go off by myself and recast disguise self, and then join back up with a group whenever I can do that.
okay. Yeah, so you just kind of turn away from time to time and you just make yourself look a little different. And at this point, you're still looking like Sardan, and you do eventually meet up back with the Huntress, who is now walking towards the outpost to try to get you guys to go with her to Castle Zoll if you want. But she's just kind of waiting by the door.
Yeah, Alistair is still riding. Until I say otherwise, he is riding Chrysanthemum everywhere.
Yeah, I'm still on the back of Spirit.
It's like, oh, well, you guys can meet me there then, I guess.
Onwards! And then I'm gonna start flying towards the castle.
Okay.
On my
Brotar's hopping on
majestic.
Spirit.
As long as this fucking thing don't fly again, I'm getting on here.
Okay.
I should certainly hope not.
Everybody's going to head to their mounts.
Yeah.
Okay. So the two griffins take off and begin flying and lining it. Brotar takes you guys a little longer as you have to hit the cliff wall and then ascend towards the top. I
Hold
believe
on,
it
that
has-
could be a bit rough.
I
believe it
tell
has,
tell Blue to follow Zungus.
Okay. So Blue is following along. What is... I believe this mount has spider climb?
Yeah, hold on,
mistaken?
I'll see if I can't cast it into the thing.
Yeah, so you don't need to make an ability check.
Yeah.
It just begins to climb up this wall. Brotar, you are just hanging on for dear life as now you're ascending like, you know, a couple hundred feet up in the air on the side of a cliff face.
This is how we get around in Twilight Expanse. Sometimes we travel on the ceiling. Believe me when I say it's a bit less dangerous. The fungi like to stick towards the floor. Some of that can be quite poisonous.
I'd appreciate it if you
And-
stuck as close to the floor as you could.
And as Zundis is saying this, like, you're just barely even paying attention. You can't help but look down and see that you're a couple hundred feet up from the city itself, the city proper. Eventually, you guys all make it to Castle Zoll and make your way towards the actual spire itself. And Uritana leads you to the second level towards the armory. And she says, all right, so not going to help much. But the Archmage wanted to make sure that you guys would be somewhat okay. So here, and she hands each of you a pack, a small pack. Each, it's, you know, a very, very basic burlap sack, almost very small. Each one you can hear clinging of what seems like glass. They all contain 2 potions of healing each. So all of you
Oh,
guys get
nice.
2 regular potions of healing. Just
That is
Oh, nice.
very helpful.
2d4 plus 2 to everybody.
What was that? Sorry.
So everybody
2
gets
potions
a
of healing.
Oh,
2
potion of
potions
healing.
of
Okay.
healing. Yeah.
You said 2 of them?
Yeah.
Anything else?
And to Gray, she hands you a flask of oil. Just 1 flask
Oh.
of oil.
Thank you.
And she says, well, I mean, this Archmage didn't want to help you guys too much because, you want you guys to prove yourselves. But you are granted access to the cellar. Not the cellar place, but like a seller, like someone who sells wares. So please feel free to go visit the 4th level, which is the war room. And there, she says that you will find a human female named Sadie, who will take care of all of you, should you have the gold for it.
I would like to look at
Alright.
this.
And that was the merchant, right? The human woman?
Yeah. Her
Okay.
name is Sadie. She's on the 4th floor.
I'm gonna go over to her and
Okay.
buy a shit ton of paper.
Okay. So Sadie's up there in the process of talking to Noodle. So both of them are just kind of hanging about, shooting the shit. Noodle's like making gestures at her drum, and you hear Sadie going, no, that's not the way you do it. And you see she's like an older human female. She's got white streaks in her hair. She's getting to her, probably about her late 40s, early 50s. And she's kind of giving pointers to Noodle in a very honest way. And she turns over, and Noodle also looks over at you guys and says, oh, excuse me, I don't want to interrupt the sale. She kind of just slowly steps backward and moves away. And Sadie looks over at everyone and says, now, what is it that you're looking for? You're looking a little rough. And she kind of points to you, Zundus.
I haven't been having the greatest of mornings. But I would be
You're
immune.
fine.
Okay? Go on thin ice.
She kind of like laughs over at all of you and says, well, I always like to sell a few things to some troublemakers. So what are you guys looking for?
Either armor or a shield.
Well, I have both.
What do you have?
She says, well, you may not look like much, but these all have something in them. And you could see that she's got 5 sacks. Like it looks like Uratana mentioned it's a merchant. She's a merchant, but Sadie only has 5 sacks, like 5 bags around her.
Oh,
What are you looking for?
something to give me a bit more defense.
So what kind of shield are you looking for? Just like a regular shield?
Maybe like a +1 shield or something like that.
They're
She
trying to
has
get the good shit.
Or,
she
you know,
has
something good.
she has a +1 shield. But it's gonna run you 250 gold pieces. Or sorry. It's gonna run you 750 gold pieces with a little bit of a discount from because Uratana is standing kind of behind you guys. She has very regular weapons, this place.
You know, that shield's a bit out of my
Do you
price
have
range.
any more? Well, we have Savos. Or Sardan, sorry.
Almost.
Well, it's another alias, so she wouldn't know.
Yeah, she wouldn't know.
Yeah, they're
but-
both aliases, so it doesn't matter to me, but I have the feeling you're gonna make me pay for shit.
Oh yeah, you're paying for all this shit.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't go over 1,475 platinum.
I suppose if the lad doesn't
Your
mind.
debt is 1,133 platinum and 8 gold.
You're actually keeping track.
Yes.
Yes. he is.
I have a Google Doc that is just Savos' debt and a number.
Oh my god.
And while every situation, I've been taking it off.
That's hilarious.
Well,
Alastair is
Yeah,
also a
every time you
bookkeeper.
bought something, you've noticed Alistair pull out a little ledger and just marking off.
I suppose if the lad doesn't mind, I would like the shield.
How much?
750.
It's not like I have a choice anyway.
No, he's actually offering you a choice. Like, he's not demanding.
Alistair isn't gonna give me a choice.
I mean,
It's
it's a way to mark off your debt.
750 gold, right? So that's 75
Yeah,
platinum.
75 flat.
I will buy you the shield.
Thank you. This will be quite useful.
She goes, Sadie goes, oh, big spenders, huh? I'm glad you brought them to me, Urtana. And she's over there and kind of just smiling. And she says, remember my commission? And Sadie says, yeah, you'll get your commission. Now, can I sell you on some other things?
Do you have any more? Does Noodle partake in your shop often?
Oh, no, we just kind of hang out and, well, she just wants me to teach her play that lousy drumming of hers.
Really quick.
Is her
how
drum
much-
any kind of magical?
No, I think there's just a regular drum.
All right.
She turns and says, so, looking to spend a little coin, huh?
That is
yeah,
correct.
really quick. How much gold does it cost to inscribe a third level spell?
It'll be
150.
50 gold per level plus 6 hours. 2 hours per. So
Yeah.
it'll take you 6
Unless,
hours roughly.
what type of wizard are you? You're abjuration, right?
Evocation.
Evocation. Yeah.
Evocation.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's an evocation spell, then half that for time and cost.
Yeah.
Damn it, it's neither.
Would you be interested in buying my old shield?
She goes, well, what is it?
It's just a shield.
She goes, oh no, I got plenty of those. And she reaches into the bag and just pulls out shield after shield after shield.
So,
What other kind of magical things do you have? Like, that's more of what we're here for. We can get a lot of the normal stuff anywhere else.
Let's see. And she kind of just goes into one of the bags and kind of digs around. She goes, this one's nice. You put on this ring and it just gives you a little bit more toughness.
I need that.
Like, physical hardiness or strength?
It just makes you harder to hit. So, it is a ring of protection.
Oh, fuck.
How much do you want?
She goes,
Probably, you may not have enough.
I'll give you, you buy just this thing, I'll give it to you for 3,000.
Gold?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any chance you can cut me a deal?
Well, it depends on what you buy. But here, let me show you what else I got. And she digs around underneath some more. She says, this here, very, very rare. A little pricey too, but might be worth it if you're heading out in woods, like Uratana has said. You just take this rod here and you click it, and it just doesn't move.
Oh shit!
Oh, amazing.
How much you want for that?
That one I could let it go for another 5,000.
Fucking damn!
8,000, so...
Let's add that
That's
to the
more than
cart. Let's
More
add
than
that to the cart. Anything else?
And well, you could take one of these. I mean, this bag over here is where I keep those two things, but this over here is another one of those that's very, very useful for you. And she kind of opens it up and she says, you just put a bunch of stuff in there, and anything you put in there just stays there. It is a bag
another
of holding. So
Wonderful.
her bag of holding is a slightly improved one.
Oh
It,
shit!
it is it can hold, the bag itself is about 35 pounds. It can hold about 1,000 pounds and
Holy
100,
crap.
150 cubic feet. She'll let it go for 7,500 gold.
Oh fuck!
Shit.
Are we getting that?
How much was it?
I want it, but we probably shouldn't.
But it's cool.
7,500, and it was 5,000 for the fucking
The immovable rod. Yeah.
and 3,000 for the
ring of protection. Yeah. And she says, other than that, I'm all tapped out. I mean, I don't know what else you guys need, but this is all the stock I've got.
I mean, the bag of holding could be useful.
How much was the bag of holding?
Basically, what we'll be getting is either the bag of holding or the other two. We'd have to choose one or the other because I don't
Bag of
think
holding.
Well, how much was the bag of holding?
7,500.
And the other two
7,500.
were...
Together it would be 8,000 total. And I'm basing this
cheaper.
off of Savos' debt. Oh yeah, you have.
Remove 750.
I still have 5,100 gold.
I would like that bag of holding.
Okay.
Yeah, so a normal bag of holding would be like 500-pound limit, 70 cubic feet, 5,000 gold. So for another 2,500, it effectively doubles the weight limit and the volume limit. So
Okay, so, well, before we mark off anything, I'm gonna try to do a wholesale. I'm definitely gonna try to do like a wholesale bargain for everything, for the whole lot.
you better, man, because you guys are all charisma. So
Yeah,
now's the
that was
time.
Alistair's
Oh,
whole
yeah.
plan. That's why he said put it in the cart. Okay, so, do you have any more, like, do you have basic, enchanted weapons and armor?
I equip the iridescent guard for those that do go out on expeditions. So I'm kind of tapped out, but depends what you're looking for.
Well, and he's gonna ask, do you have either a enchanted rapier or an enchanted studded leather?
I don't have any of those, unfortunately. Just very basic versions of those.
I mean, I'm assuming plus ones.
No, she doesn't even have plus ones on her either.
Oh, she only has like normal ones off.
Normal studded leather, no normal rapier. So.
Damn it! Fuck.
So,
So,
deal?
75. Technically, we could also get the a movable rod. That would basically be all of Savos' debt.
No. I need something else. I need 600 gold worth of paper.
A lot of fucking
She
paper.
says, well, we got a lot of that here.
For spell inscribing specifically.
And you look around the war room and there's like 3 specific shelves full of what looks like paper. And she just points towards one and she says, we got the low quality ones that we just use to scribble around. And then we got the high quality ones that, well, we might need some permission from the Archmage if you really want to buy that one. But a little pricier, but
Just give me
very
the cheap.
nice.
Just give me the cheap shit.
Okay.
Why do you need that shit? You just fireball everything. That's like your one move.
Wizards learn spells that they can learn a lot more spells than most of us can. He'll have a bigger repertoire.
So how much are you buying, Savos?
600 gold worth, enough for 2 3rd-level spells.
Each sheet of parchment is 1 silver piece. So you'll have 6,000 pieces of paper if you buy 600 gold worth.
I only need enough.
Wait, even more, I think. Hold on.
How much is So I need 300 gold for 300 gold worth for 3rd-level spells, or just 300 pieces.
No, you would. It's 150 worth of like materials and stuff like that, including paper. So you're not expending all of it on just paper, right?
Okay, then I will buy.
But you do need paper.
600 worth of spell inscribing materials.
Okay.
600 is enough for 2 3rd-level spells, right?
2 3rd-level spells, so it'll be 150 per spell level. So 300 would probably be enough.
So I
300
only need
gold.
300 gold total.
Yeah,
for
just
2 spells?
to inscribe. Yeah, because each spell level is 50 gold pieces. So
Oh, I thought you said 150.
No,
it'll be
it was
50.
150 for a 3rd-level spell. Like I thought that was what you were
Yeah.
asking before.
Yeah, so now
Wow.
so if you would expend roughly 6 hours and 150 per spell, so together it'll be about 12 hours and 300 gold. And that'll
I
be
will do just.
everything you need, basically.
So, getting the inscribing tools, the immovable rod, and the bag of holding all together,
Okay.
I think is what we want, right?
Yep. Now I'm broke.
Yeah, I mean, I got what I wanted.
Now, wait. Well, Gray, Brotar, do you exactly want anything?
I have 100 gold, man. I don't.
Gray is broke.
Well, there was no studded leather,
I-
special studded leather, so no.
Okay. So in total, that would be 11,100. Like if we bought everything wholesale.
How much was the
it would be
immovable rod?
7,500 plus 3,000 plus 5,000, so 15,500.
Wait, where'd the 5,000 come from? Why is
Immovable
I
rod.
thought-
immovable rod?
I thought the immovable rod was 3.
No, the ring of
That was the
protection
ring.
is 3.
Oh,
Immovable rod is 5, and then the
bag of,
havers-
okay.
the bag of holding
Sorry,
is 7,500. Yeah.
I got mixed up. So I guess
No,
we're
no
buying
problem.
the ring of protection.
Are we
Yeah,
buying the ring of
so-
protection?
I don't know. It's up to you guys.
I mean, we can't really afford the extra 2,000. I don't think I'm that good of a persuader. I don't
So
think
we're
I
buying
can
the
get
ring
her
of
to come down because right now, basically, I'm trying to get your paper for free is what I'm trying to do.
How much does he really need as far as papers go?
Just 300.
gold.
I will give you my that's all I have. I'm gonna I have 120 gold, but I'm gonna keep
Well, we don't need to worry about gold just yet. I just want to know what we have on the docket for what I can bargain with.
I have a potion of greater restoration.
I mean, what we're buying from her, so I know how much the price tag is typically. I just want to know what all we are trying to buy.
The bag of holding.
The bag of holding, the ring of protection, and the paper. The
And the
600
immovable
would be
rod,
a
if you
favor.
guys want the immovable rod as well.
Why would we need the movable?
To
Oh,
be honest, it could be really funny.
there is so much you can do with that.
It's a lot. It can support up to 8,000 pounds.
You can beat a dragon with an immovable rod
You
by
could tear-
prying its mouth
you can tear a
open.
hole through their stomach. Or
Or
Yeah.
tear a
prying
hole
its
through your
mouth
stomach.
open.
I remember that. That was funny. Yeah, but I don't think
Unless
we need it.
Brotar Moneybags McGee over there wants to help, I don't think we're
Can
gonna be
I
able to
try
get it.
something? How much we got here total now? 15,000.
Okay. So for the
If we
magic
get the
item-
immovable rod, it will be. You said that was 5,000, right?
Yeah, so altogether,
It would be
without the paper,
16,100 with the paper.
hold on, let me see. So 7,500 plus 5,000 plus 3,000 plus 300 is 15,000. 15,800 is what everything will come out to if you bought it just.
I was doing
On-
the 600. If are we gonna go down to
Oh.
3?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to see, oh yeah, so 300. So yeah, if it'll be 15,800 from just Sadie's base price.
So I'm gonna.
And Savos' debt is 10,588.
I'm gonna pull out a cigar that I got back in wherever we were, Clyde. I don't remember.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna light it. And I'm gonna walk up there to the lady, and I'm gonna say, How much did you want for all this stuff here, ma'am?"
And she says, well, you got any more of those? And she signals for the cigar.
I do, and I'll hand her one. I think I bought like 6 or something.
She just kind of like immediately waits for you to light it up.
I'll light it for her.
She takes a deep puff and she goes, now we're getting to the negotiations, huh?
I was just trying to get a baseline first.
So, 15,800 for the lot.
I mean, how often do you have a group of gentlemen come in and offer you, or suggest they buy this much stuff from you? And this seems like a pretty big ticket here for more than an average day, right?
It is, but when you just look at me right now, how old do you think I am?
Did she look pretty old?
Make a intelligence check.
What do you say? Would Alistair know?
That was a 12.
12. Yeah, it's hard to guess her age. She looks old. But she like
What was her race?
weathered skin. She's a human.
Yeah, okay,
She looks
so-
like she's in her late 40s, early 50s. Not too old, not like a senior, but she's young-ish in demeanor.
Ma'am, you look at least 26, 27 years old.
Oh, that's flattering. Maybe that'll help towards the negotiations. But I have a lot of kids.
How many kids could you have at 26 years old?
Oh, well. At my age, I'd say there's probably about 35 kids floating around there
What
somewhere.
the fuck?
Holy!
If you have 35 children, how did you have time to come to work today? You should be at home on your back.
Well, I'm not just entirely... I had a little bit of help from my husband. Not just that kind of help, but more help from my husband. So this body's holding up quite well, but that's a lot of mouths to feed. And you might think 15,000 gold would go a long way, but some of them are starting to study now. I got a few of them over at the Aradia already study as well, so
Now
it's a lot of gold I need.
pull my coat back and put my hand on both pistols in the holsters and just say 11,000 is a good offer, I believe, and intimidate.
Okay, we'll roll for intimidation.
I hope this works. Oh, fuck me sideways. That's a 6.
You see, my friend is really good at jokes. He does not mean that.
And she goes, I knew you would try that. Nice try. And you She signals and nods under the table, and you see that she has a pistol pointed right at your dick.
Ooh.
Well, I see
I'm
that
gonna
you.
slam my head on the table and say, I'm sorry for him. He's like this all the time.
Now that I see that you
Yeah.
know what this is, maybe you'd be interested in this, and I'll show her the. I don't know why I have this in my. Where did I get this? I have a flintlock pistol. I think I bought this from somebody back in.
Yeah,
you,
back
you
in
crafted it.
Willowdale.
I didn't build this one because I built one, but then I bought one when we were back in.
Yeah, you bought one.
Oh
in
yeah,
Willowdale.
that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
So I'll set this on the table and say, what would you be? How would you be interested in this? What would you get for this? Since you obviously know what it is and what it might be worth.
And she kind of looks at it. She kind of inspects it a little bit, kind of moves it around. She goes, "It's a fine make, but 150 gold, maybe."
Ugh. All right, guys, I tried. Hands up, walk away.
Well, Berta, are you putting your money into the pot? Because that dictates a lot of different stuff.
Ugh. I'll put my money in if I get the bag of holding.
Oh, I already bought the bag of holding.
No.
That's still
We're-
we're on the table here.
The bag of holding is for the group.
Yeah, we're.
Miss.
If
if
you're
I
willing
may.
to do that, then Alistair will come up and say, again, I'm sorry for my friend's rude manner, but for everything, we can do 13,000.
Okay. Well,
How much
since
does the
everyone's
bag of
gonna give it a
holding
go, 7,500. So I'll say I'll make a group persuasion check just to see how much she likes you guys.
Oh,
Everybody
no.
roll for persuasion, please.
I'm gonna use my
If
13.
more than half of you,
27.
if more than half of you succeed, a DC 20 roll.
27.
She'll
I'm
cut
using
it
my-
down
Finally rolled high.
I'm
to
using my
virtually-
channel ability.
27.
Okay, that's 2. So 2 for 2. So there's a tiebreaker. DC's 20.
All on you,
Convince her
Joe.
to Lower it.
I got it, damn
Nope.
fine.
I even used my channel divinity.
Can I get bardic
well,
inspiration
you can
to Zundus?
give him the bardic inspiration. If you can roll a max roll, then that's
If you roll a max roll, you'll get a 20.
okay.
Oh,
Okay.
fuck.
So she looks at you and she says, "A couple of grand off is quite a bit."
How many kids did she say? let's
35.
see. Well, if you give us a good price, we can work on kid 36 later. Huh?
Oh my god.
And she says, "No thanks."
She's married.
Now, I'll
So what?
lowest I could go is 14.5. Take it or leave it.
14,
That would be Brotar paying practically 4,000.
That's literally everything I have.
You
It's
you would
mostly
only be
everything I have.
paying 1,058 platinum and 8 gold.
So we're just getting the paper, the bag of holding, and the
No,
ring.
we're getting everything. in
The
this.
immovable rod, the ring of protection.
We don't fucking need the movable rod right now.
If I may.
We can get that later.
Shouldn't.
But we can get everything now.
Oh my god, you're like a child. You're a child, Alistair. Come on, Blue.
You can get
Let's go for a
Says the
walk.
guy
now,
who got us
and-
in this mess in the first place.
Me? What the fuck did I do?
You're the one who feared in fucking in Willowdale Wharf.
That's not the fucking reason we're here.
Gentlemen,
Well, you guys were gonna come here anyway.
gentlemen,
Is there an alchemist here in the tower?
Oh yeah, we've got fine alchemists here in the town.
Cool. I'm looking for something specific, but I would assume you probably wouldn't carry it.
Well, there's a few out back right now, and you can see off in the distance that there's a few hooded figures just kind of hovering over a little small curved desk that's sitting in the corner, a little about 10 feet away from where you guys are.
He just kind of thumps the table with his knuckles and thanks and heads over that way.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna drop the Riftwalker's mail on the table and say, how much will you give me for this?
She goes, "Oh my. Now here is something I am interested in." And she kind of starts inspecting it. You see now she hovers her hand over top of it, and you can sense that she's casting an identify on it. And she says, "That is quite an old make. You sell this to me, I'll cut it down to 12,000 flat."
Okay, I put
Deal.
the Jesus, what are they called? Slippers of spider climbing on the counter.
Okay. And she says, "Oh, all right. The surprise is just coming. I'll tell you what, you give me these 2 items, I'll give it to you for 10 grand.
What if I
Sounds
throw
good.
these into the mix and I'll put the bracers of defense down?
No,
Wait,
you no.
need
You
that.
need that.
Do I really?
Yeah.
Yeah, one stray arrow and you're dead.
Okay, but let's just say hypothetically,
Besides,
I
No.
threw
at this
these
point-
into the mix. How much would you cut off?
You know you're still going to be in debt if at this point, right?
And she says, well, I come across those all the time, so not really my thing right now, but 12 grand.
Now, I have a real quick question here. I don't mean to interrupt again, but Alastair,
Yeah.
if we got that bag of holding, do we need this anymore? And I'll show him the portable hole.
It would be nice to have both.
It's rather dangerous to have them both near each other, isn't it? As I recall.
Yeah, that's
Just
a good
don't
point.
put one in the other. We probably won't do the trench method again.
Would I know if it's dangerous to have them at least near each other?
Yeah, you would know. You would have studied it, the Aradia. They would that any
Well,
properties,
like you could have
not
them
near.
touch.
Yeah,
It's just don't put one inside of the other.
yeah. Don't dump one into the other. You would know that from the Aradia.
What would happen if one were to do that?
If I
Life as you know it
remember-
would end.
Pretty much. That's not entirely wrong. If I remember Balthazar correctly, he said it would open a hole to the astral plane, and you're stuck there pretty much forever.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, Gray, visibly distraught, reaches into his bag and he says, "Okay, I didn't want to part with this, but if you're willing to lower the price some more," and he pulls out the Faz hat and he puts it on the counter.
Okay. I thought you were gonna pull some bullshit and pull out fortune.
And she looks over at you and she says, "So you're saying you're going to throw it in there? Well, I'll definitely give it to you for 12,000 gold. Take it or leave it. With this mail."
Did she say 10?
She said 12 with the mail and
10 with the slippers, right?
the slippers. 10 if actually sorry. Yes. With the spiders climbing boots down to 10.
What about the Faz hat? How much would you lower if I throw the Faz hat in?
I'll sell it to you for 10 grand with the fez hat or without.
I grab the Faz hat and I put it on my head and I walk away.
So how much for this? And then I'm going to show her the rub of the Archmagi.
And she goes,
Savos?
What?
and immediately Uratana says, "Stop right there. Where did you get that?
God damn it, Savos.
We're gonna have to find our way out of here.
That's funny. I'm just over here talking to the alchemist. You guys are over here fucking doing that.
All right, I'm gonna need you to repeat everything you just said because I didn't hear any of it. My mic cut out.
She says, "Where did you get that?" And at this point, she is pulling out an axe.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hey,
There's no need for that.
we found this in Oldwin.
Some dude
We
jumped
killed
me,
the
so I
owner.
killed him, and this looked cool.
Yeah.
So I took it.
We do realize what it takes to use it, but we're trying to find a way to make it usable for not evil people.
She says, "Noodle, call the Archmage right now."
Oh fuck.
Oh, fuck.
And after a few moments, Noodle just runs up and she's just waiting for you. She's got her hand on her axe. Eventually, the Archmage arrives. Says, "What is the meat? Where did you get that item?"
So
Alistair
Old
will
one.
explain again.
Yeah.
Like, we found it in Oldwin. The owner gave it to us knowing what it can do and what it is right now. They told us there might be a way to purify it. We're hoping to find a way to do that.
Look, there's no cause for alarm. And he holds his hand out to Uritano, who takes her hand off her weapon and says, "That is an extremely powerful item. And the person who owned that was an enemy of the nation. So if what you're saying is true about Oldwin, we need you to give that and store it here in the spire. Lock it up. We cannot let anybody, especially not a boy like you."
I mean, sir, with all the respect,
I scored this thing fair and square. I'll
Yeah.
sell it, but I'm not giving it up.
Savos, things are
Okay.
a lot more complicated.
Roll
It's not
a
that complicated. I have to
Savos,
get my
roll
people I
a
killed.
roll a deception check.
Did you just
Okay.
use his name?
We yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he's kind of dropped off. But again, he only knows him as Savos.
So, Jay, just to make
Savos
things
is an alias anyway, so it doesn't matter.
simple,
Deception.
he was looking for Poisoner's Kit.
25 for deception.
Savos ain't really your name.
No,
Oh,
we,
God.
we know
so
this
You
technically.
have
Did we?
disguise, so
I said that out of character, by the way.
yeah. What?
Oh, they started talking about my name,
Okay.
letting them know that Savos
Yeah.
is just an alias out of character.
Yeah.
Give me a second, because this is a very important roll. So that is an investigation check. What's your spell save DC? Sorry. Actually, you didn't need to roll. I just wanted to know what's your spell save DC.
Spell save is, let me,
Like
14.
15 or
14. Yeah. So he rolled a 16 plus 5.
Oh boy.
So he looks over at you and he says, "Drop the act. We have a lot to speak about, Ascar."
We've
And
Fuck me.
we've talked
we're gonna
about
end.
this.
We're gonna end the
fine.
session there, guys.
Thanks for listening to the Grand Campaign podcast. You can catch us live at twitch.tv/The Grand Campaign every Friday night at 6 p.m. Pacific. You can also follow us on Twitter at CampaignGrand and send all your emails to the grandcampaignDND@gmail.com.